All right. Hello, hello, hello. This is Zach Batista with the B2Z podcast. I'm here with my co-host, as always, Mr. Brandon May,
Hello, everybody.
and two really, really cool, kick-ass guests.
Quit it.
I got Kevin Childs. We're actually here at his home right now. And Derek Billingsley.
Oh,
What's up, guys?
How's it going? How's it going?
Two heavy hitters, man. Season 2 just began. We're bringing in some heavy hitters. I wanted to start off this episode by saying congratulations on your baby.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Zach is now a father. This
That's
is a new
right.
episode. You know, he's turning, he's probably tired as hell. You know what I mean? He ain't slept. We were just talking about all kinds of shit outside. And,
I appreciate that, guys.
He just had a little boy, and I'm not going to give names and all that stuff just because that's his business. But, yeah, congratulations to him.
Yes, sir. I
And
appreciate
let's,
you guys.
These fellows we have are coming on right now are fathers, too. I only bring people on that I respect. These guys are definitely people that I respect in the tattoo industry. Their work speaks for itself. Please go check them out on their Instagrams, and you guys can could be the judge of that. But I think they're fire.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Both very different styles, but could be called traditional artists, which is interesting. One of the things I enjoy the most. They've had a long, illustrious careers. Traveled around the world, worked with some of the heavy hitters. So what the information you guys are getting today is not something that you would often get. So this is a treat. Here you go. You know what I mean? B2Z, Kevin Childs, Derek Billingsley. Let's start. And this is the first interview with two people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
This is a
the
big moment
first
for us,
one.
too.
Yeah.
It's probably a different dynamic,
So,
huh?
yeah, glad you
It
guys
is a
could be a
different
part of
dynamic.
that.
Yeah, because, I was thinking, do I do individually based? So I'm like, yeah, but we could bring them on separately after that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, if
I want to
need be or
speak
whatever,
as a
yeah.
whole. As a whole, how long you guys been tattooing?
16 years now?
16 years.
I just counted the other day. 17.
Yeah.
17 years now.
Fucking longer, doing it longer than I haven't been.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
All in Southern California.
Nah. It's been all over the country at this point. Living-wise, I've tattooed all over the world, though, at this point. But been in Southern California since 2016.
Yeah, that's one of the things I thought was cool. This fool, he be traveling around. He's been all over the place, and
What was your favorite spot, Derek?
Here. Orange County specifically. That's where I moved to. Lived in Huntington Beach for a while.
that's crazy. Orange County would be like the spot out
Right.
of all the spots that
Yeah,
I
man, when you ride motorcycles and you come out here, like, dude, nice weather year-round. I don't have to shelf my bike for whatever period of time. I'm like,
And it's just a place for traditional, man. Like, if you go to
It
Orange
is.
County, that's traditional
It is.
tattooing, I think.
Yeah.
You know what
but
I mean?
above everything, like, man, every other move was like, all right, job opportunity, cool, let's move there, let's do this, let's step in my career in the right direction. This was like, I want to spend money that I've worked my ass off for all these years. Let's go have fun. So I actually had a roommate. I lived in Nashville before here, and he was in the music industry as a tour manager and stuff. So we just so happened, I was out in Orange County, in a city of Orange, guest spotting. This dude had just got off Warped Tour. So he was out here, too. At the same time, we were lucky enough to have two friends give us bikes to ride.
Yeah.
He was already my roommate in Nashville. We just looked at each other on the ride, and we're like, hey, dog, are we moving here or what?
Yeah.
But we had just got the house, so it's like we already knew, I think, 6 months into the lease, we're like, hey, after this 6 months, we're outro, we're moving. So I had somebody to split the bills and do all the shit and move out here, and it was just made it seamless.
I think that's the fucked up thing about California, man. It's hard to move somewhere after you live out here for so long because anything you want is here. You know what I
The
mean?
outside things like that they're unmatched for sure.
That was the reason why everyone wants to come here, man, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
even
I
on
did
the
the same
beach
shit you
areas, the
did.
weather ain't the same.
That's exactly what I did, too. I went right down to Orange County after. I was down there for 7 years tattooing, too. I mean, fuck, who doesn't want to live by the beach, dude? You know what I mean? And the weather. And
Literally rode
at
up
that
with
time,
bikes,
too,
yeah.
before being a dad, man, Orange County's fun. It's a party, man. It's a good time, especially
shops?
tattooing.
What shops were you?
So I was at Newport Tattoo, and then every once in a while I'd sit at HB Tattoo, hang out with those
that
guys.
was the original Newport.
The original one down on the
beach.
peninsula. Yeah.
Because that one, I don't even know where that one is.
It's
That's
on the
Newport.
peninsula. Yeah. You go down Old
Huntington, we
Newport.
avoid Newport, so I don't never.
Yeah. Well,
down
fuck.
there.
Every time I usually went to Huntington, anyways.
Yeah, Huntington's
I
the
like
spot
Huntington,
for just
but
regular folk.
that shop was really cool though, man. I mean, dude, it's been there forever. And then walk-in base wise, because everyone's coming in there from vacationing and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, it was slammed all the time. I mean, that's how you learn to tattoo faster, dude. It was just little quick
sure.
shit. You get them in, get them out. It was a good time.
That's what
I like that
conventions
place.
do too.
Is
you
it
know?
like vacation tattooing or is it vacation vibe tattooing with regulars.
Vacation vibe. I mean, that was the other thing too. That was hard to build clientele because a lot of people weren't staying. They were just coming in, getting little souvenirs and taking off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, little shit like that all day long. The more you can bang out, the more money you made. So I dug it, man. The vibe was fun. I had a good time down there.
Yeah, I worked in this place, St. Thomas Compass Rose at Landon Shop. I went down there. He had fired everybody in the shop. He came in. Everybody was fucking around, and he fired everybody on a fucking island. Probably one of the dumbest things you can fucking do. He's in the middle of the ocean. You ain't gonna find no artists, you know. So he's like, So I go down there, and I start working. First week, there was like a hurricane. The thermofax goes out, so everything is hand stenciled. But the cruise ships are coming in, and everybody's getting these little tattoos, and I thought it was the stupidest fucking thing in the world, just because it's like, man, like you can't even get in the water now, like. Fucked?
They were getting in the water.
They're still going. Hey, dude, I was telling them they could. They're all, can I go? I'm like, fuck it, go ahead. I don't care.
I'm not gonna listen to
You'll be fine.
I'm not touching it up. Go ahead.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I was like, no, man, this doesn't make sense to me. But OC is definitely one of like the hearts of tattooing out here. They used to have what was it, Muse Inc. out there too.
Yeah, we did that a few years. Yeah,
and that was their convention. They need to do something like that.
Yeah. Well, they had that, and then the big one for
Ink and Iron.
Real tattooing was Ink and Iron. That was the real one.
I think that's the one I'm
they
talking about.
at the Queen Mary, Long Beach.
Ink and Iron was at the Queen Mary?
So
that's not the one I'm
Muse
thinking.
Inc. is Costa Mesa at the fairgrounds. Yeah, that one's cool too. More of a local show, right? Mostly local artists. Ink and Iron was the who's who of Southern California, right?
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, Muse Inc. for a while was taking,
like that too.
Dude, they had a good lineup for a while, man. There's some heavy guys that would go in and out of there, and then obviously when Travis did take it over, they had like, I mean, the pool you had with the bands that were coming through there and shit, it was out of control, man. And the cars.
That's what kind of put a little weird thing with it because it became more about people that didn't even care about the tattoos. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go see Blink or this or that, which is cool, but.
I did the same thing.
This is about tattooing to me. You know, I'm here to make money, and if
not me, I was like, I'm taking a break
because you're a local. I'm flying in. I'm paying for a hotel. I'm paying for a booth.
For sure.
I'm not here to fucking bump elbows. Like I got bills.
You gotta balance it out first,
right?
And then party.
That's the good thing with Instagram cracking off. It's like cool. You can do these events. Boom. You want to book appointments? Sick. Your trip's paid for with deposits.
Deposits.
Yeah.
Flying to conventions. I have never flown to a convention. The furthest one I've gone to is, I don't know which one's farther, is Reno and Sacramento.
It's probably about the same distance.
Yeah. It was cool.
Angles, yeah.
You know, I like getting out of my town and seeing everybody else's
Was
city.
that the Cap City one?
It was City of Trees.
In Sacramento?
Yep. City of Trees.
Do you still like doing conventions?
I do. I like conventions. Yeah, just because, like, I don't like, okay. So I like the vibe of convention. I like wearing my fresh ass clothes. You feel me? Hold on, we talking that shit. You feel me? I like to wear my fresh ass.
I came up to the booth. I saw it. Yeah.
Having my table laid out and like.
He had a presence for a minute. I walked up.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we had OnlyFans models in the shit. I had my homies in there drinking and we had bottles and like they was doing yay next to me. Like it was a good time. You know what I mean? Like it was a good time. So that part I like. I feel like there's always this rival competition type ego overtone in a convention that I don't like because you can meet somebody outside of a convention and they'll be like, oh, what's up, buddy? You know, and you see them at the convention and they're fucking cool guys because they got creases in their shirt that day. You know what I mean? And it's just like I don't fuck with that, bro. Like that at that point you're a bitch to me.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if I see you, like, and
I see
you're
it.
supposed to speak, and, like, bro, you a bitch to me, you know?
Yeah, that's a lot of the convention circuit. It varies within styles of conventions.
Yeah.
When it's invite only, when it's just traditional tattooers, when it's black and gray, there's a different vibe, for sure. There's cool guy traditional dudes that most of the dudes who actually do really good traditional don't fuck with. Yeah. Right? Like, people put them on this pedestal, and most dudes are like, those dudes are lame.
Yeah.
You know, because the real ones are usually cool. We're friends with whoever.
And that's what I was getting ready to say. Like, but on the other end of the spectrum, when somebody's cool as
Oh,
fuck,
dude, yeah.
and they give you a print, and they're like, I like that shit is tight, too. Like, I met Cartoon.
It is, yeah.
I met Cartoon. I was like, yo, look at my shit. You know, like, that happens at a convention.
Yeah.
It creates opportunity. It's not that I want to be in there, because, I was losing my house, losing my shit, We already paid for it, trying to get shirts and
You were
prints.
about to make the move to our shop at the same time. I remember that.
And that's why I had was the first. And then I told him the first, and it should have been like the 12th, low key, just because I needed time to kind of calm down after, you know. So I was like,
for sure.
When I was in there,
it's a whirlwind.
Yeah, but it all worked out. And sometimes I feel like the more pressure you put on yourself, like the better man it makes you, because you go through things rather than just staying in
definitely.
the fucking, you know, the shallow end forever.
Well,
Definitely.
Those are the days you grow, right? Like you don't grow when everything's good. Like I talked to you about like hitting the gym and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. It's easy to go to the gym when you're motivated. I feel good. Boom, boom. Got my pre-workout. I'm ready to go. I ate my meal. I'm doing good. It's the days when you wake up, you're like, motherfucker, I do not want to get out of bed.
That's right.
You go to the gym, that's the day you feel like you got the most growth. And it's the same thing with everything in life. It's like, cool, this really bad thing happens. It's not, don't look at it and be like, oh, woe is me. It's like, man, that thing happened for you, not to you. You know what I mean? There's a big
100%.
difference between the two. When you look at it like, man, I'm blessed with this opportunity to go through this terrible thing.
And
I know I'm going to be strong.
And it just shows you what you can take and what you're capable of.
1,000%.
100%, man. I mean, I've been through that situation back when, I mean, fuck, dude, I've walked away from a shop, had a relationship fall apart, dude. I went from losing, like, you know, being in this big house to going to like a 400 square foot little place with my daughter. Man, kick myself in the ass. And, you know, you start to build yourself back up. Do you realize you're like, dude, that shit ain't shit. All that shit's just shit. And you can all build it up, work harder, and fuck, dude, it ain't gonna stop you. You know what I mean? And it builds character, dude.
Let me ask you guys this: circling back to the convention circuit, and then your guys' growth as artists, was there any kind of mentor or heavy hitter out there that you really looked up to, or you had a memorable event with, or taught you something different, or a different way to look at things as you were going through your career?
Fucking question.
Yeah, I'm sure there's endless things I could say, because I've always been one with such a humble mind that I've learned valuable things from apprentices, from shop helps, like even ways to make a stencil I learned from an apprentice. Like, but if you have this ego about yourself, you're not going to learn nothing. So it's hard to say one artist by any means with that, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of just an accumulation, I think, of years of
just circling around different people and different styles and the way they work, and
that's a big benefit. Some people that only work in a certain style, like my mentor, my actual mentor, I don't think he's ever done a real traditional tattoo his whole life. He could say, oh, I do it, because most people say they can do it, and then they do it, and you're like, oh, you can't do it. You know what I mean? It's very apparent when dudes don't do traditional and try to do it, right? My mentor never did traditional. He did, back in the day, dude, he would do a tribal sleeve one day, the next day he'd be doing a black and gray realism portrait, the next day he'd be doing new school, freaking red background, you know what I mean? Just everything. And that's what a tattooer is still to me to this day. Even though I do mostly what I do, I just did a tribal phoenix the other day. You know what I mean? I'll just tattoo whatever. As long as it's a tattoo, I'm doing it. Yeah. Like, I'm here to make people happy. Like, you know, it can't all just be girl heads and skulls and shit, which, I mean, a lot of it is.
It'd be cool if it was.
A lot of it is, but... But yeah.
Cool if it was, because it seems like I do a little bit of all that shit. What I do the other day, fucking purple and green clouds.
Yeah, it goes in phases, because then you'll get where you're doing a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah.
It's just part of tattooing.
Which ain't bad. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I do a little bit of everything,
better than any other
man.
job.
That's true.
Imagine working for a boss, an actual boss.
No. I haven't done that shit. I don't remember the last time I filled out an application.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I filled out an application.
I think about that shit like often. I think about that shit often. I'm gonna bring it into that area. This is taboo, right? This is like, oh, dude, you're a tattooer. Fucking, especially with these guys, right? Fucking look at Derek. He's like, I'll fuck you up. Like, to get a job, I'll fuck you up. But you ain't shit. No, like, I think about it all the time. Like, even with their strong fucking mindsets towards a thing, there's things that a father needs to do, and that is bigger than the tattoo world, and that is to feed their family.
Yep. Which I get.
Tattooing is in a state now where people are pulling in part-time jobs. They're jumping from shops. They're moving from loyalty to gain percentages. They're doing private shops. They're tattooing from home. You know what I mean? Like, permanently. They're like legends now are like, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna get a studio. Or how do you guys feel about that? What direction do you think it should go in?
Damn, that's a tough question to even answer. What direction do I think it should go in?
Yeah, or just how do you
I don't even know how it could even change, and I mean, I feel like the train has gotten so derailed, dude, that I don't think there's any way to bring it back. I don't think anybody really wants to God damn, I don't even know how to answer that, dude.
I tell people I'm fighting to tattoo. I fight to tattoo. Every client that I get, I'm fighting for that client.
Well, the thing is,
because
too,
there's
though-
so many people that are pulling out that same motherfucker.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with, I got to bring it back to social media. I think social media is the major problem with a lot of that, as far as, you know, people opening private studios and shit like that, right? Nobody wants to work for a reputable street shop anymore, because a lot of times you don't need a fucking street shop to stay busy. Because you've got social media, you've got Instagram. I mean, right? I mean, that's the way I think about
Yeah.
it. So a lot of
The
times,
barrier to
these
entry
guys
is so
are like,
low.
fucking, well, I don't need to work at a street shop because I'm pulling all these clients off my Instagram anyway. So I'm just going to open this little studio. Now, you know, even in Upland alone, we got like fucking how many 30 private studios probably right around the corner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think as long as social media and it's that accessible without people just walking in, it's not going to go back to the way it was. There's
even
no
with-
way.
Yeah, it's not just. I guess YouTube would be considered a type of social media, right? YouTube kind of is.
Yeah.
But there's so much information on there, and it's like the barrier to entry of tattooing has gotten so low. They've demonized people. You have to treat people a certain way to teach them. You can't teach someone who's got an ego. So when you come in, just like the military, you're going to get shit talked to you. And if I don't talk shit to you and I ignore you, I fucking hate you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I like you and I see potential and I want you to get better, I'm going to talk shit to you. And then you know what that does is it builds up a level of humbleness in you that then you can learn. Not only that, if you don't have that shit, why are you going to treat anything with respect if you haven't fought for it, right?
100%.
Like if you fight day in and day out, wearing fucking stupid shit outside, washing cars, fucking beating up random people because your mentor says swing on that fool, yes sir, you know what I mean? If you're not doing that shit, this shit's whatever, dude. I don't have a level of respect. Like I was taught, you have to tattoo for 10 years before you're able to teach anybody to tattoo.
Yeah.
That shit's gone.
I felt
There's
like that was
shops up the
opening
street.
shops, too, is the
One
same
shop will have 5 apprentices at a time, and he's too big an asshole to have a real crew of actual tattooers. That all he has is a bunch of little fucking minions. They all suck at tattooing. So the barrier to entry has gotten so fucking low that I think the only way that gets corrected is what we're seeing currently, right? Everyone can agree the economy is fucked, and tattooing is feeling it really hard. Good tattooers, lifetime tattooers who we eat, breathe, and sleep with this shit
Yeah.
are slower than we've ever been. Are we still able to pay our bill? Yes, thankfully. Like we're great.
Is that economy
but it is
and-
going to rid out these.
Is that
shitty
economy
shops.
or is that just the amount of tattooers that are around here, too?
That's it. That's
Too many
definitely,
tattooers.
Definitely part of it for sure. But I think what's going to happen because of the economy, a lot of these people aren't going to continue to stay afloat. I know shops that. I mean, what shop was that you were? I think you were telling me, or Steve. Someone was telling me a shop that's been there a long time in Riverside.
Elizabeth Street.
Yeah, are they like possibly closing? Like
Yeah,
I've heard
they
other
might
shops
lose their
have,
lease just because of the constant change of everybody
owners, yeah.
wanting to sell.
They want more money for
Everybody
rent
wants
and-
money.
and-
Oh,
Nobody
shit.
wants to
Yeah,
pay
yeah.
the
Dude, they
taxes.
just did that shit to my uncle's shop down in
Yeah.
San
Yeah,
Diego.
yeah,
Lucky's,
yeah, I
sold it
remember
right
telling you.
underneath him, dude.
Yeah.
He was like waiting for his lease. He's
Yeah.
like, dude, what's up?
So I
What's
think
going
that-
on?
that
And
may
they
be
fucking
the only thing
sold
that
it.
does correct it
Yeah.
is a weeding out process. The real ones who have been down from the get go. I mean, how many years did you prepare for the winter, right? As a real tattooer, it gets slow in the winter. So what do? You stack back a little coins. All these new dudes are like, oh my God, it's slow. It's
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, how long have you been tattooing?
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to the old apprenticeship shit you're saying. That's why we stick into it so hard, dude, because we already know. We've been fucking beat up. We know how to stick through it, you know?
Yeah.
I can say I'm salty right now. I'm salty as fuck
I know.
right now.
I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see you walk into the shop. I'm like, fuck, Brandon's on one.
And for those of you who don't know, I'll give you a little history. So when Brandon came to work, you guys all work at the same shop at Breakthrough Tattoo.
Yeah.
And how long have you guys worked there?
I've been there about 4.5 years now. 2020, I started.
You're the longest, right?
Yeah, I think so now. Yeah.
Shop's going on. It's been there 13 years.
13 years, yeah. And I've been
Besides the owner, he's the current longest artist there. Me and my wife lived in Rancho. I was doing the commute back to Orange County, tattooing all the time. She was pregnant.
Yeah.
Baby was due in March, so February, the month before, I'm like, all right, let me get my ducks in a row. I didn't even know any shops. I would have moved out here years ago, but I didn't know any legit tattoo shop, like traditional shops in the area out this way. I only knew Orange County. You know what I mean? So finally, pushed the narrative. I had to do some research, popped in a few shops, feel it out, came into this shop. I knew his name, never met him, just from the Orange County kind of scene. We kind of know who's who, you know? Just part of the scene is small, as big as we were talking about it being, it is very small of good tattooers. You all kind of know each other usually. So yeah, February I made the move to Breakthrough. So I haven't even been there that long either.
So where's the saltiness? Now let's jump back. Where's the
My
saltiness?
salt?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me sprinkle you real quick.
Yeah.
Is it hot? You guys want me to turn this fan on? I didn't mean to cut off on this. Would you guys want to turn this on?
You just gotta fuck up
I was
something.
gonna say it might fuck up the lighting.
Oh, will it?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
good?
My bad. No, I just felt like people were sweating a little bit, so you let me know and I'll turn the fucker on. All right, keep going. I didn't mean to cut it off. I didn't mean to cut it off. I was just saying I didn't mean to cut it off. Good kid, continue. I didn't know. Okay, all right. This room gets hot, man. I'm just telling you.
Why am I salty? I'm salty just because I moved. A lot of my clientele is not coming there, and I feel the pressure. And it's in a time when there's not a lot to pull from. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of clientele to pull from. I have to learn the area. I have to meet people within the community. I have to build new relationships again. You know, a lot of the way and how I work through tattooing is people that I fuck with. You know what I mean? People that I want to sit with, people that I'm inspired by, people I can learn from. So, you know, it's a bummer that a lot of my clientele didn't come, and that's cool. You guys like I don't forget a fucking thing, and if I see you, you know what I mean, like.
I don't know.
So,
I still think you got a little bit of time though, still, to be completely honest with
Totally.
you,
No,
because
but
I've done that
getting-
jump a few times.
I'm literally
Like-
getting shit like, oh, that's far. My ACAP was like, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, it's fucked
So
up.
question.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you're tattooing in an area you're not
This is
from?
the first time ever that I've moved.
Okay,
That is exactly
and that's
why.
why. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I moved across the country pre-social media.
How was that?
You made it.
How was that building up the clientele?
You got to put that time in there, man. People got to know you're there.
Get this. So I apprenticed in Oklahoma City. First job opportunity I got outside Oklahoma City. The coolest place to go outside of Oklahoma is Dallas. Dallas is
Okay.
only 3 hours away.
That's right.
So I went down there, did some guest spots, got a job opportunity. I started working this job. I didn't have no clientele. I think that's when I first. So when I first started Instagram, it was a photo editing app. Wasn't a social media. It was literally like all these other apps. You get on there, put a little filter, boom, boom, boom. Oh, look at that. That looks cool.
A lot of people
Really
food
look
and stuff
shitty.
like that. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That was when you saw the hashtag. You're like, what the fuck is
and
that?
everyone-
Yeah,
I did
what
it
is
everywhere at
that
the
thing?
shop in Dallas was like, hey, you
Yeah.
gotta make an Instagram. I'm like, make an Instagram. I've seen that app. I know what that is. Making it. I don't need that shit. And he's like, no, it's like MySpace or some shit. I'm like, oh, okay. So, anyways, I got there. Zero clientele, nothing, right? Look, they did have some walk-ins here and there. It's do your best tattoos, treat people right. That's the first step. But back in the day, there was places that were penny a flyer, right? So I'd make a flyer, and you could go to this company and you could tell them, hey, I want you to hit Plano, Dallas, Lower Greenville, all the areas you wanted it to hit. You could specify, I want only houses, or I want apartments, I want houses. And you would literally pay them a penny per flyer. And I made a tattoo flyer with, at the time, very shitty tattoos, right?
Yeah.
I haven't been tattooing very long at all.
tight. I love this.
I shouldn't have done this
Bitching, yeah.
at all. But I put together front and back, shop address on one side, phone number, that general bullshit, and the other a bunch of shitty tats, right? And I would do this all the time. I would pay them penny a flyer, and they literally would go to these houses and flyer. Fucking everywhere.
Oh, shit.
And I got booked up from it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and I just continued to tattoo, and then Instagram slowly developed because I started painting a lot, started creating my own art, and then I was like, well, I want to build up a clientele of my stuff. So when you're wanting to do that, you gotta cut the costs. You gotta make stuff a little cheaper to have better quality tattoos to show people, and then once people start seeing that, people get what they see. If
I
you're
have
only posting
discounted
cool shit,
flash
they're only
going
gonna
right
get
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have discounted
That
flash
is a good
going right
idea.
now.
That
I post
does-
a
it
daily
works.
discounted flash in that area specifically for somebody to walk in.
For sure.
The only way you could get it is
It's
walking
definitely
in.
humbling.
Trying to,
I will say that, Brandon.
Oh,
And so
it's 100%
for sure.
humbling.
Even me, dude. I just left
because-
Orange County, and I'm
Well,
Decently
it's
busy.
It's starting to show. It's starting to
Yeah.
show now that they're starting to figure out where you're at. So
yeah,
you're,
but
you're
it
picking up.
always
Yeah.
takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, always. Yeah.
It's-
I mean, I had that same problem too when I went from here to Orange County. When I came back from Orange County here, it's the same fucking thing. You know
You'll
what I mean?
notice the difference in clientele. People that are really serious about the tattoos, they'll continue to travel. It's humbling because you'll do tattoos in an area and only that area, and then you'll get back in New York is the same. Oh, it's
Like
too far.
Shannon needs to come in and finish his sleeve.
Right.
Shannon. I don't know.
Calling him out on the.
But you get people that
Shit.
go to you. They go to you because you're convenient, because you're close, or they like you, or this or that. But when you get people that are like, all right, I'm driving wherever this guy is, right? That's when you're like, okay, I'm doing things. It's different. It's a different thing. Like, it's easy to get tattooed locally.
But it's a necessary evil.
It is.
It is.
For growth, it's crucial.
I could 100% put myself back in the same situation where I was not growing and I felt like I was focused on the wrong things and taking for granted what tattooing is. This is an opportunity to do cool shit around cool people. You know what I mean? And draw and fucking do art. You know what I mean? Like, I get to do that shit and get paid for it. Like, I want to get back to that rather than trying to be this fucking businessman. And I wanted to get back to my family too. You know, I haven't I haven't got to that point yet. The money's got to come first, and then I can get back to my family. You know what I mean?
I will say too, give you kudos and give these guys kudos. I always pay attention when he compliments the artist. And when he first told me he was going to Breakthrough, he goes, "Oh yeah, Inkcap." He goes, "Look these guys up, Derek, Kevin," and that's when I looked him up.
Dog.
I was like, "Okay, all right, yeah,
Charles,
you guys got some fucking hip." He goes, "I'm going there to learn." He goes, "I'm gonna put my head down. I'm gonna fucking learn from these guys."
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was the first words out of his mouth. Yeah.
Well, that's essentially why you get job opportunities, right?
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants to deal
Well,
with
you
somebody
don't-
who thinks they fucking know it all.
Well, not only that too, you don't really want to be the best guy in your shop either. You want to go somewhere where these guys are doing clean shit. That's the only way you're gonna learn.
Which is humbling.
It's like anything. It's like skateboarding, right? Remember when you were a kid skateboarding? Same damn thing, dude. I want to be around the guys who are doing some shit so I can learn.
That's
Dope
about
everything. It's what's-
tattooing.
Yeah.
There is no fucking in between. Either your shit is fire or it's not. We can see it, motherfucker. You can see it too. You know, I see my shit. I'm working on my shit. I paint all the time. You guys see that shit. I'm trying to match the pace. I'm learning the pace, right?
Your
Right.
perception of what's really good changes, though, right?
Oh,
When you
yeah.
start out, like I said, I
I
started,
still look at my shit sometimes. Like,
right.
this sucks.
But I'm saying I started tattooing in Oklahoma City with no social, nothing, and it's whatever was maybe in the last issue of Tattoo Magazine, or maybe who your cousin got tattooed by, or whatever local guy is. Whoever was the best, that's the best tattoo you'd ever seen. That's what you thought was really good.
Right.
And then you start to travel, you start to get exposed, and if you're lucky enough to be in a mecca like Southern California was with tattooing, there's dudes here that only have good tattoos. It's fucking amazing, like 30-year-old tattoos that are amazing.
Yeah.
But a lot of places didn't have that. So now it's like your overexposure to great tattooing, that if you're getting bad tattoos, that's on you. You're a
been
fucking
lucky,
idiot. You
dude.
did no research.
That's one thing.
Right? Like nowadays,
right?
there's good tattoos everywhere. You can find them. You know, so
That's one
Instagram
thing.
helps for sure.
Like, I've been lucky with. I've been around some dope ass fucking
Yeah.
tattooers from the beginning of shit, and like now my taste is like, oh man, fucking
Yeah.
caviar, dog. You know,
I got shit
All day
I got
long.
shit lasered off that I thought was like the fucking shit. My mentor's tattoos, right?
Yeah.
I got stuff lasered off because I was like, not that it was bad, but it just wasn't me, right? It just was like, man, like, all right, dude, like, let me.
One thing that I found interesting through going through B2Z, interviewing artists and stuff like that, and there's common things between what I call heavy hitters and people that have perfected their craft within tattooing. The Jims, the Fosters, the fucking whoever I mentioned, the Spikes, all these motherfuckers out there, you guys all perfected your shit, just so you're not pussy sore. Kev's like, nah, they haven't. Yeah, some
No,
people suck.
I don't know them.
I was gonna say I don't know them either.
No, I don't know. I'm just
The
saying.
only podcast I
One
did
of the-
watch.
One
was
of the
with Jim.
things I find
started following him.
interesting
He was
is that all you guys finish your stuff. Jim finishes his stuff. He finishes stuff. Kevin finishes all his stuff. And I say, hey, I go to him and I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you thinking when you're doing this shit? Like your composition, like what are you like?
like we're some savants or something.
They look at me. Just fucking do it, man. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
fucking
I
thinking
was gonna
about it.
say
I
I'm
just
the worst at advice.
No.
I don't know. You just fucking like
You're
this,
the same way as me then.
like this, and he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "What tones you use?" I don't know. It's like there's like a little bit of black in that. Yeah, I'm like,
First day I
fuck
met
yeah.
you guys, that's what came out of your guy. He was asking like a real legit. You're like, I don't fucking. You're like, that looks good. Yeah, just go with it.
He's actually
Yeah.
made because he'll ask some real deal questions that he's actually thinking about, and I'm like, motherfucker, I've never thought for a second
Yeah,
about that.
Yeah.
Let me actually think about
yeah.
that.
16 years, you never asked that question.
Yeah. So another interesting thing, one of my favorite things, I'll go to my favorite things on these motherfuckers, right? So one of my favorite things, this motherfucker that,
Kevin.
this is wild.
Okay.
Right? He's fucking playing Russian roulette every day. You know what I mean? Like,
I already know what's coming.
so he makes his appointments, and I'll be like, hey, Kevin, what you working on? He'll be like, I don't know. And I'll be like, what?
Dude, my clients hate it.
Like, I don't know. You know, whatever he wants to do, we'll do it. And then wait till his client comes in. You know, go back there, take the idea, and come out fucking the line drawing will look like chill, like right, clean ass line drawing, all hand drawn, right, all hand drawn, no digital shit, y'all, no digital shit. Does the tattoo, fucking immaculate every time, and it's in half the time of anybody that I've ever seen tattoo, and the blends are perfect, and the skin is fucking perfect. It's wizard shit,
I'm
bro.
the opposite. I have a full render sketch with color, black and gray, whatever it is, fully done. I'm talking a whole back piece. I'll have the whole fucking thing rendered out, fully set up, ready to go. And out of habit, I'm like, hey, dog, what you got today? I don't ask no more because I already fucking know. He doesn't fucking know.
Dude, it drives my clients crazy.
Absolute dog shit idea, and he'll still make it look like
It's the worst. Actually, it's not good. It's the worst.
It's actually not good for my mental health. Yeah,
It's the worst. Just because they walk in.
Right?
It did happen out of necessity. So I used to prep back in the day, and then I just got to a point after a while, like I'd draw this thing, I'd take a whole day to draw it, and then they come in like, oh, that looks cool, but I want this now. And I'm like,
rose person.
Fuck, I just drew. Yeah, I just drew. I took a whole day, and it used to frustrate me. So now I'm just like, I'll just draw when they come in, but it's not good because they'll come in and then, and every time I say to them, they give me the same thing. I'm all, what's up? What are we doing? Like, motherfucker, I just sent you like 4 images an hour ago. And I'm like, oh, yeah, cool. Well, just show me. Because I like to see exactly where it's going on the skin because I've drawn shit too. Yeah. And then they're like, I want to tuck it between this. And I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get it between that? And these guys use iPads for that stuff. I'm gonna
bust your balls on that.
Yeah, so they use iPads for that, right? Because they'll take the image, they'll take a picture of the arm, and they'll scan it. I don't know, dude. I'm just not there yet.
Beforehand, I just got to figure out what size.
I think it's something different than that. The thinker in me and the question that I would pose coming to you and be like, hey, man, you know what I mean? Like, I think you work better in that scenario. I think you
do.
Work, if you were to plan ahead,
I do.
You might overthink it. You might do something different. I think you work best.
Yeah, I'm just a procrastinator by nature, dude. I fucking, I like last minute. I like the stress of the last minute draw. You know what I mean?
Stressful.
It is stressful. I'm not going to say it's not. I try to make it look cool, but it's not. Like, I stress the shit out. And, I feel like, too, it's like, I feel like when it's on the spot and there's a design, I'm like, I like the way I drew it that one time. Like, it's perfect that one time. Yeah. It might not be, but I think it's perfect that one time. So
no, I definitely have some of that. Nowhere near, obviously, to your level. But I used to draw stuff. I get an email for someone 2 months out. I draw it 3-4 weeks in advance. And, that was too much. I would overthink it. I feel like I would it just, or not even overthink it. I would do it. I would be happy with the image, and I'd get around 4 weeks later to tattoo it, and I'd be like, I don't even know what the fuck I was gonna do here. Like, why does it look this? You are constantly progressing and changing and doing things different. That I got to where I was like, fuck that. I'm drawing everything the morning of, because then I'm stoked as fuck to tattoo it. I just drew it. I just rendered it. It's fresh. All the lines feel familiar because I just did that move. That when I get to tattooing it, I'm like, man, it feels smoother. It feels better. It feels natural, right? It doesn't feel so planned out. And because tattooing, really, if I could, I would never book another fucking appointment again. Yeah. I hate fucking appointments.
I'm the same way. I'd love to do walk-ins.
Get something cool off the wall. It doesn't have to mean shit.
Yes.
Get a skull because you want a fucking skull. It doesn't have to be.
I wish we went back to that.
I don't give a fuck, right? Come and get a tattoo. Hang out. We'll probably be best buds.
That's another thing too, man. People should just hang out at the tattoo shop.
That's
it got so business.
How do you think I got into a tattoo shop?
It just got so business.
And they would say, "Hey,
I miss that
are you gonna get tattooed?" And I wasn't old enough, and they'd be like, "All right, get the fuck out." Cool. And I'll be back tomorrow.
I remember that shit too. Yeah.
Nobody hangs out. Yeah. Nobody wants to leave their house. They're like fucking little weirdos on TikTok.
Yeah, I used to go over to the fucking Empire down there in Upland. I just stare over the counter.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna get something? I'm like, nah, I'm good, dog. I'm out here.
Yeah,
I'm just looking. I'm just trying to see, like, they're like, get the hell out of here.
I remember being a little kid with my dad going into tattoo shops and, like, thinking grown men were going to fucking beat my ass. Yeah. Looking at me like, and that's like, I think that's what drew me to tattooing, that, like, taboo-ness of it.
The grittiness of it.
At any point in time, if I act out of turn or talk out of turn, these dudes are going to fucking draw me.
But
that doesn't need to leave tattooing.
But on the other hand, what was really cool about seeing these guys, I remember being that same thing, dude, just intimidating motherfuckers, and they sit down, they paint the coolest, like, most beautiful painting.
Shit,
You're like, what? That came out of that, dude?
And then those dudes
that's
have
insane, dude.
Pure hearts, too, right?
Yeah,
so
nicest guys.
You're like, these are solid dudes.
Yeah. I think that's a big part of tattooing is the core is very heavy, right? Yeah. It's a negative to get in. It's, fuck you. All right, we love you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's fuck you, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Ah, he's all right.
Yeah, he's
You know,
all right.
he's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That goes
you know?
back to childhood sports and shit, right? We just
Yeah.
fucking skateboarding, whatever. You talk shit to your best friends. I tell I got a 12-year-old stepdaughter and a 7-year-old stepdaughter. Live with us full time. Great kids, and I talk about that all the time. It's like, man, like I was actually talking to him the other day about it. It's like, man, like my best friends that I grew up with, we fist fought.
Oh, yeah.
And we still were homies.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
girls will bicker about this because she likes so and so and they like so and so, and it's like, that's not the end of the world, you know. Like, dude,
Yeah.
boys are just different, and that's the cloth we're cut from. We talk shit.
Yeah.
Our best friends, we talk shit too. If you can't fuck with each other, we're not homies. If I don't talk to you, I don't fucking like you.
Right.
Very simple, you know. So
I think there's a thing in tattooing too. I feel like I think a lot of guys, even some old timers, I don't know if they'd agree, but I almost felt like there was like a club to it in a way, like a group that you wanted to be a part of, something that a lot of people back then weren't a part of. And I always thought that was really cool to be a part of something like that. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be a part of something different. You know, my family was all conservative, construction guys, cops,
yeah,
you
blue
know.
collar shit, yeah.
100%. And for me, it was just like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? This is crazy. And I remember one guy, I won't say names, but I remember he was having beef with another guy in the shop. He brought a change of clothes because he's like, I'm going to beat the shit out of this guy and I don't want to get my clothes dirty. And I remember sitting in there, dude, I remember sitting there, dude, I sat back. I was like, I'm going to hang out. I was going to leave, but I'm going to kick it for a little bit.
Yeah, I wanna
I was
see what
just-
happens.
It was insane. I was just like drawn to it. I was like, this shit is cool. And it was just something unique about it that I don't think a lot of people got to touch. You know what I mean? Especially now, I think with how popular it is or commercialized it is, they're not going to see that part of it. I don't think anymore. You know, that's
I
gone.
remember going to conventions and being like, man, I fucking know. I know that most of these dudes in this establishment right now, we all have some common ground, some commonalities. We probably could hang out, have a dinner, whatever, and get along and be homies. Now I go to a convention, I'm like, these motherfuckers are weirdos, doing this, doing that. Like, it's just different. I don't know. Maybe I'm jaded to it, doing
What's
something.
weirdo shit? Define weirdo shit.
Just shit that isn't about tattooing, fucking suspension and fucking, I don't even know. I've written off conventions for years. I mean, there was multiple years I was doing 30, 35 shows a year.
Hand poked.
That's whatever. That's kind of how, fuck, dude. I remember kids getting hand poke tattoos in junior
What's
high and high
weird?
school.
And that's, you know, not to put you on the spot, but what's weird in tattooing these days? What's weird? Why is it the way that it is?
Fuck, I don't know. What's weird about tattooing right now? I'm trying to think.
Besides the obvious of looking at it straightforward, I don't know, man. I mean,
I have one question. Just stop everything and hold it. Do you think that drawing your drawings and the way that you go about it helps create a level of efficiency and speed?
for me, it does. I mean, I just think that's just how I taught myself to be efficient. You know what I mean? Yeah, it helps me better. I don't think I'd be that quick if I used a computer, dude. I like tracing paper and I like pencil. I even like to erase that shit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's easier for me to do that and quick than it is to push buttons. I don't know. I think I've just developed that myself, you know?
I really enjoy that aspect of you. It remains true to the core values of traditional. That's part of one of the reasons I brought you guys on is you guys have habits that remain true to the core of tattooing.
I think I'm just stubborn too, man. I just look at it like it's a craft, and that's how I keep it, like a craft and a trade. Like, hey, dude, and you know, I know people that use pens and shit.
Hella stubborn.
I'm stubborn as hell. Everyone says that, dude.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to like different machines and shit, you know. I know, dude. People could do beautiful tattoos with those pens and shit. To me, I look at it, I'm like, that's not the craft I was in. That's not the trade, you know. I love a nice
like
hand machine,
wax
hand built
balls
iron
somehow,
machine. I just
yeah.
think's cool, and I'm not knocking anyone that uses it, but
No, there's a time and a place for certain styles. Those machines are fucking amazing.
yeah. But it just looks like a tool to me. An original, like a coil machine, just looks like a tool, and that's
sure.
the craft. And
Well, it's like riding a
you're a
Harley,
fucking
right?
dude throwing a hammer, kind of a thing, but
Totally.
you're not. You're doing it on,
Well,
you
it's
know.
like why you chose to ride Harleys, right? You don't want to ride a crotch rock. It's smooth. It's fast. It's like, ooh, yeah, cool. Like,
Something
I want it to be a
loud.
little bit
Yeah, you go really
sketchy.
fast.
I want it to
Yeah,
rumble.
yeah.
I want it
But
to
the
kind of scare
anomaly
me.
is-
And coil machines are like that.
The difference is though, it still looks like you're using a wand because of the way that the skin is, the integrity of the skin. You're still able to pull off the techniques of a wand. If you're like, oh, I want a super soft,
But more
you
solid,
fucking do that
'cause
with
it's
a
coil.
coil on bar Yeah, that's why.
Thanks.
He's here.
I don't
That's
know.
why
I
he's here.
just
That's why
fuck. I don't know.
That's why he's here. Kevin Childs, y'all. Fucking look him up. He's fucking dope.
And
He'll
what,
be doing some
and
shit
what
on
was
me real
what was
soon.
what was Derek's quality that stuck out
Derek's
to you?
quality? Derek's quality is the way that he's structured within his stylistic things. Everything that Derek gets, he makes it his own style, and he doesn't fucking miss. It's fucking
true.
hard, bro. That is one of the
Appreciate
hardest aspects
true.
of tattooing. And he's within a color palette that he doesn't stray from, which is super hard too. So selecting the value and the tones of where you put the colors, your blacks, your greens, your reds, and stuff like that is so fucking hard because there's nothing but options. And then this motherfucker, his shit is detailed. So the level of opportunity to fuck up is at its height. And then he goes into it with a fucking 3 when everybody's fucking running a goddamn 9, which I was like, bro,
super tight liners.
I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are you I was like, what, is that a fucking 3? He was like, yeah. I was like, but it still looks fucking traditional. He was like, yeah.
That's real traditional.
Yeah.
You know, and this is in the beginning where he's not giving me much. He's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Just puts his head back down. Yeah.
That's the world we grew up in, right? Like
Yeah.
you fucking. My mentor was actually funny story. I actually got fired as an apprentice at my shop because for one, I wouldn't talk to clients when they come in. I was super quiet, and for two, I wouldn't ask questions. Right? I don't know what the fuck to ask. I'm never tattooed. Right?
Yeah.
So I was watch. I'd absorb, and I'd watch, and then as soon as I got to the part of my apprenticeship where I actually could start practicing tattooing, all of a sudden the questions were flowing. Right? Because then I had something to relate it to. Because before I'm like, what am I gonna ask? I don't. Like, I'm going to ask you how to work on a car. I don't fucking know dick about a car. So, where do you start with the questions?
Yeah, I got no
right?
questions, yeah.
Yeah, so I had no questions, and all of a sudden I did. And then it was, figure it out. All of a sudden I had questions, but I was tattooing, so he's like, oh, tough shit.
Yeah, he's even told me, I'm not going to teach you anything. He told me that like one of the first. And I knew.
Really?
Yeah,
You
he
tell
told
him
me
I like that.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to
I like
fucking
that I
teach
said
you
that.
anything.
That's cool.
What a dick.
Yeah, but yeah. And you know, like I'm gonna go up to him and ask him, like, "Hey, you fucking teach me?" I know, but they're like, "Fuck you." Yeah, I know what you're doing, and I got it. I got it. Like, don't ask me shit.
It's totally
Just
natural.
watch me
I don't
shit.
think about it. It's just,
And he's not wrong. He hasn't.
But once I know,
literally
I'll
said,
tell
hey,
you.
Brandon,
Yeah.
if you do this, then this. But he's definitely influenced me in a way where he's influenced my tattooing. You know, he's left an imprint on my tattooing where he'll be like, or shit. Yeah, I can tell whether my work is good or not based off of if a motherfucker comes in my booth or not. I can tell if a
Well, nobody comes to my booth, so what does that say?
That's not true.
I know, it's not.
I come look at
I
all
always,
Consistent.
always bump into you because
Consistency.
I'd be swinging around tattooing.
Well,
and
part
shit.
of it is because, great segue. You know why we don't go in your fucking booth? Because you don't fucking hear us when we're in your booth
I'm
anyways.
deaf. You're
This
right.
motherfucker, he's got a bad rap. If you guys have ever
He's got
talked
a
to
bad
Derek,
rap.
yeah. If you guys have ever
Not
talked to Derek at a convention, he's probably
I'm
not
about
fucking
my-
hearing you. He's
Yeah.
in his tattoo.
I'm about
that's
tattooing.
another
Yeah, he
thing.
is. Yeah, he is.
My thing is with tattooing is I want, even when it's the stupid fucking walk-in,
Yeah, you got to
I
switch.
overachieve. I want to do the absolute best fucking tattoo
And respect
I
to
can.
that. All respect
And
to
a
that,
lot of
you
it
know?
is the multiple sounds, the music, the machine. I do have trouble. And I really capitalize on reading lips, too. So if I'm tattooing and you're talking, I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
cuz will get frustrated too. I like that shit.
I can't.
love
Yeah,
it,
so
you
I
know?
struggled real bad with the mask shit when everyone was wearing that shit because I can't fuck. I gotta see your mouth, dude. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
So
So,
But
yeah.
I really get focused on it, and you'll notice in me tattooing, I'm very strategic in how I tattoo. Right? If we're doing color tattoo, we're doing the lines and we're doing the black, right? And then you're getting a break.
Yep.
You're not getting none before that, after that. Because I have to take a break because I got to pour out the color. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I'm
and I
same
do
way.
that out of efficiency because I don't want people to start taking breaks and then shit hurt and then shit hurt.
Oh, yeah.
I want to make the job as easy and quick as possible for the client. If they show up and I haven't eaten, fuck, I ain't eating then. That's just how I am. I have to eat beforehand. I owe it to the people, I think, to give them the best version of myself
And you
as
do.
I can.
I do, and you
know?
do.
And
you
so
know,
that's kind of where sometimes people are like,
and nobody
especially at a
else.
convention.
and nobody else around.
Especially
you.
at a convention. I probably definitely have come off as an asshole to people.
Yeah.
There's so much
But
shit.
you can't hear shit.
I can't hear
That's why I don't
so
like
much
working those
background
anyways.
noise here.
Yeah.
shit. And honestly, man, there's too many fucking people.
Yeah.
There's
I
a-
lived in giant cities.
That's almost why I don't even do them anymore.
But I get kind of overwhelmed. I'm like, man, I just want to, like Philly show, right? For years, that's the busiest convention there was. I mean, I would do 10 to 15 tattoos one day. Traditional not
knock 'em
little
out.
trinkets.
Yeah.
Real tats.
Oh yeah.
Would not leave the fucking booth, but to walk to the fucking thermofax machine or use the pisser, right? And so I just would be fucking tatting. And the more tats you do, the more money you make.
Yeah.
So why am I gonna fucking talk to so and so? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm trying to make money. I got bills, right? I'm here to do good tattoos, make some money, get the fuck out of here. So that may come off to people who want to have their backs rubbed. I'm not that fucking guy. I've never been that guy.
Nah, he's not that guy. You know, it's a crazy dynamic in the shop. Everything works really, really well. There's a right amount of maturity, respect, mutual respect for everybody. Nobody's really messy in our shop or like sloppy as far as getting in people's business. Everybody has a respect for the craft and everybody's artistry. So it works out really well. You know, we do have tension moments where we just fucking talk shit back and fucking, you know, like just joshing and shit.
That's going to happen.
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Shit.
But that's
Shit, I
part
see
of
you
the
guys more
fucking
than I
reason
see my
went
family.
there.
I
That's
got some
part of
shit
the
to
reason
say,
I
yeah.
went there. You know, like these dudes are not the dudes that you would just fucking go up and talk to. And I like that shit. You know what I mean? That aspect of, there it looks like he'll fucking shoot you. You know what I mean? Like, I like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's my homeboy. Oh, yeah, that's my homie. People be looking at. We went in Popeyes the other day. They was just staring at his ass.
What's so funny is I've been so heavily tattooed for so long.
You forget.
I got fucking blinders.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
I ignore everyone in the fucking world, right? Like, somebody could be looking. I don't give a fuck, right? Like, I'll be out somewhere and other people, they'll notice it. They'll be like, hey, do you see it? I'm like, I fucking ignore everybody. But then it's funny because I'll go out of my way and I'll talk to people and they'll be like, oh, dude, he's so fucking nice. They're like, what the fuck?
I thought you were gonna be a dick. Yeah.
I can. It's cool though because being so heavily tattooed, I can definitely change the perception of that one person that day, right? Like you hold the door open, you know, use your normal manners and shit. They're like, holy fuck! Like, most people with face tattoos are assholes, and you're right. Most people with face tattoos are fucking pricks. They're gangbangers. They're whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's stereotypes for
Everybody's got their
reasons,
story,
right?
yeah.
I get it, and that's the fun part about it is being heavily tattooed, but being able to break the stereotype. You know, walking into a church for the first time and people looking at me like,
When somebody
they think I
pulls
need
up.
saved, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no,
Y'all been saved.
I started talking to them and they're like, oh, we're on the same team, and then all of a sudden I'm like their best friend, right?
That's tattoo culture, though.
It is.
100%.
Like, we'll be at the shop.
Yeah.
Kevin will pull up in the caddy. One of his boys will pull up all patched up and shit like that. And I'm like, man, I love this shit, bro. Like, all right. You know what I mean? I'm like, look at this motherfucker. He look crazy. You know, like, look, like.
Yeah,
I
that's
get a pass, though. I get a pass.
And those normally are the coolest ones.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Well, they got nothing. They got nothing to really prove when it comes down to us. You know what I mean? There's nothing to prove. They're just okay. What's up? What's up?
Yeah,
What's up? You know
yeah,
what I mean?
just the regular guys. But, you know, it's,
But
it's
is-
a look behind.
100%.
It's a look behind the.
Oh, it's that culture that we are drawn to, man. I love that shit. That's that culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Riders,
Motorcycles.
Bikes, heavy tattoos.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and people will hate on it. You know what I mean? They'll hate on it. Oh, that's it's like, but it's life, man. It feels good.
I think as
I
long as
do
you're,
what I do
Yeah, you're genuine
because
about
it
it, and it's
feels
truly who
good.
you are. That's what's up.
As soon as tattooing doesn't like do it for me anymore, I'll stop. But it's been. I think that's the amazing thing about tattooing is we do it every day, and it never gets fucking old.
I'm just kidding. I have a love hate. I have no.
The whole change the whole rhetoric.
I have a love hate. I love tattooing.
Yeah.
I love tattooing.
There's
Obviously,
days
I wouldn't be
fucking
doing it
suck.
for 17 years. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love it. But dude, there's times where I do fucking hate it, dude. I'm like, dude, I gotta do this today. Fuck this. I don't want to do this. I don't. It's very hard too when you're going with like everyday life, right? I'm sure every tattooer in a minute, and then you got some bullshit that's happening in your life, and you got to go in there and be creative. Dude, that's a lot sometimes, dude. You know what I mean? Or even just I go to try to draw some shit. And then I can go online and there's 30 million of them that are badass. And I'm like, fuck, I got to draw.
Well, how do I draw it different?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well,
but.
and, yeah, like with what you're saying, like, and he's asked me this countless times about developing a style, right? This is where I have told him something. With the developing a style, it's the only way you develop a style is to stop looking at styles, right? So you have to get off Instagram. You can't look at anybody else's shit because no matter what you do, looking at anybody else's, you're going to be the watered down version of whatever you're looking at. So the only way to develop your own shit is to get your chops up in tattooing and then turn everything else off. Do your own shit. Fucking do your thing, and slowly it'll eventually... Because I was there. I was like, I want to be one of those guys who's got a style and has all these appointments and shit. But the only way you're just gonna be beating your head against the wall. The only
How
way
hard is it to develop a style?
You just gotta stop thinking about it.
How hard was it to develop a style?
I feel like I blinked and it was there. It's weird. I don't know.
I still feel like I haven't fully developed my style. I feel like I'm constantly changing all the time.
That shit drives me nuts too. That shit drives me
constantly
nuts.
changing.
That shit is stylish as fuck. It's hard, y'all.
Because sometimes I because I've gone through shops of walk-ins where like I had to do a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? When I worked at 6 Feet Under, dude, it was like that. Like you didn't just get to take what you wanted to do. You took whatever walked in the door, dude.
That's why you're a good
so
tattooer.
if you're doing like traditional tattoos one day, they're gonna come in and you didn't book for yourself either. Yeah. They had somebody book for you. So you'd walk in and you didn't even know what appointments are. Okay, this guy got this is what they want. Well, what the fuck is that? That's a realistic John Wayne, dude. I do traditional. Don't matter. You're gonna learn to fucking do black and gray John Wayne, and that's how it was. And it was just
On the spot.
on the spot, man. And I think it was good in some ways. I think in some ways I was like, holy shit, how am I gonna do what I want to do if I'm doing this? But so I don't know. I don't know if I think people look at my stuff sometimes and they say like they could tell it's my tattoo.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm happy with that alone. That makes me happy enough. As long as they're happy with it, fuck it, that's cool. You know what I mean? But I could tell, when you see Derek's tattoos, like sometimes when they give you references too, I trip out. Like you'll take something. Well, yeah, I'm like, it's like a severed head thing you were showing me, and then it looks like Derek's. I'm like, how the fuck did you get that out of that?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because I explain the style outside of just the physical style within tattooing. I say your style is how you talk, it's how you walk, it's how you dress. If you're being authentically who you are, your tattoos will resonate and show that, right? So you're not gonna see some tough ass fucking dude riding Harleys, fucking grew up fighting, doing some whimsical bullshit. He's not going to. He's going to do fucking tough guy tats, solid as fuck, maybe a little harsh blends. That's just, if you're being authentically you, your tattoo will then have a style based off of that, like without even trying, right? You know what I mean? So it just naturally happens.
Well, I feel like I'm getting there. One of the last paintings that I did with the snakes and shit, that was for him, for his baby and all of that. That was for my boy. I like the way that one looked. I like certain things within that I actually wanted to pull from. I mean, I had a lot of crap. You guys saw me frustrated, But I feel like that last one was good. But let's take a little break and close it out, yeah?
As crazy and wild as we were,
Yeah. And
But kids aren't even like that.
we
that
took a
wild
quick
anymore,
break
though.
at the B2Z podcast, and we're bringing it back in with our two guests, Derek Billingsley and Kevin Childs. And man, I've really liked the episode so far.
Yeah, the episode's been really good.
Yeah, we're gonna start wrapping it up with some stories from you guys. Who wants to go first with a good memorable story from your long career so far?
A good memorable story.
Yeah.
What about give me a story about adversity.
Adversity.
Yeah.
this guy.
That's a deep story.
Yeah, that's way deeper than I was
Into
thinking.
the night Brandon,
You get that-
right? He started
Adver-
a little fucking, and now he's fucking wants to ask me some wild shit.
Adversity?
Yeah, a point where you were like, fuck.
Fucking.
I can't believe I made it through that shit.
That's fucking.
Or fuck you guys.
Or something totally fun. It can be something totally fun.
Oh, shit. All right.
I don't even know what you guys are looking at. What kind of story you want? You want some just
Give
party
us a story
shit?
of when you're green and you're trying to prove yourself. Did you ever have to do anything to prove yourself in the tattoo shop?
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, fuck my apprenticeship. But I just got done telling. Yeah, I mean, there's times I had to walk and get food, and if the food was cold, I had to walk back and get it again.
100%.
Yeah, he's not gonna remember he did that. I'm gonna fucking tell him he did that.
Yeah,
to me.
dude, it was even simple as like, hey, I don't want onions, and if it came with onions, motherfucker, you're going back to make it right. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care, whatever, you're going. You know,
Yeah.
dude, they had me
Throwing people out of the shop.
Oh, 100%. My mentor was like, oh, I don't want to deal with this guy. Get him the fuck out of here. And I was a hot-headed 18-year-old. Next thing you know, I'm slamming dude's head against the counter, beating up a tweaker in fucking Oklahoma City. You know what I mean? It's just like, I didn't tell you to beat his ass. You know what I mean? Like, but he was like, handle it. So that happened all the time. But yeah, like I would fucking, they made me wear a bikini in front of the shop.
I never had to do that
Guest
shit.
artist rode his Harley down from wherever the fuck he was coming from. I had to wash his white wall tires.
No shit.
In a bikini in front of the shop. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I wanted a tattoo so fucking bad.
Dude, I hope there's no pictures of that.
I don't give. I hope
It's gotta be. That can't be pretty.
there's no pictures for sure.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Bro, I was fucking, what's up, dog, back then? You know, I was fucking 18. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was totally different.
He's all selling it up.
Yeah, this bikini.
He's all, fuck you.
Fresh out of
He's all, you
football
want to see those pictures.
that's right. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I don't, dude. I mean, yeah, we had all that shit we had to do, man. Yeah.
They suspended me.
I used to have to pick. I remember too, just getting picked, having to pick them up. Like they're drunk. Like, hey,
Oh,
where you at? Come
dude.
get me. Yeah, okay.
My mentor, right? His wife at the time, she would call, hey, where the fuck's Tony at? And I'd be like, I'd be at home asleep. I don't know. I fucking hang up the phone. Oklahoma City, there's an area where there's all these strip clubs, and I knew that's exactly where the fuck Tony was. So I'd have to go, and I wasn't even old enough to get in there. Because in Oklahoma, I think the strip clubs were 21. I think it was like topless only. It was very like Bible Belt. They weren't crazy at all, right? But you'd go in, and I'd be like, is Tony here? Tony, y'all seen him? No. You'd make your way all the way down there, and you'd end up finding him, and he'd be in there doing some wild shit. I'm like, get in the fucking car. We got to go. I'm taking my grown-ass mentor home while his wife's calling me, looking for me. You know what I mean? Just like, this dude he was wild. Like, he would be fucking drunk all the time. I remember we would repaint. This dude would everything match, right? He'd have diamond plate with this color, with that color. Then he would paint
Diamond plate.
Yeah, he would paint his fucking Tahoe that was lowered to match
Oh shit.
the way he painted the shop. Then I repainted the front of this shop 2 or 3 times with this dude. And there was a liquor store across the street. This fool would drink like a 30-pack
Gee.
by himself
During the day.
at night. Me and him would be painting the front of the shop.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many fucking times.
Yeah,
Yeah, just fucking madman, you know.
that's rad.
But then he stopped.
See,
doing
the neighborhood that I started in over there in Fontana was off of Palmetto and Foothill. You guys know that spot? It's like over at Walmart.
Yeah.
Man, there's shit all the time. I'll tell you, the girl came out of the ceiling one time. So there was this little, it's fucking crazy. There's this little,
I go started like
there's
that.
there's this little dude. He was like Armenian or something. He owned a smoke shop right next door, and the ceilings were all like tiled together, right? So they all connect every
Those
building.
T-bar ceilings. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And at the time, I was like probably the biggest dude in there. I think at the time,
So it was a
I
bunch
drank
of
a
skinny
lot.
Little fuckers then, huh?
Little dudes, yeah, just whatever. But so, anyways, we're out there drinking because we do that. Shop would get slow, and we fucking get tall cans and just drink in front, just watch what the fuck was going on in the parking lot. And so, little Armenian dude closes up. But there was a like a clinic right next door, and they had all these little nurses in there and shit. So he snagged one of them and pulled it in there, right? And they're hanging out. He locks up the shop. And we're like, hey, fuck, good for this dude. You know what I mean? Half hour later, dude, car pulls up hot, stops, and it's his wife.
Shut
and
up.
yeah, dude, and kids are in the back seat. Gnarly, and she's yelling, banging on the door, fucking open up! I know you got her in there, and we're just like watching, dude. And she starts yelling at us. She's like, "Where's that motherfucker?" And I told her, I'm like, "Hey, we're not in this, dude. Like, we're just fucking, that's your business, right?" So it's going on for a while. And we're just watching. She's like, "You motherfucking up!" Well, the dude opens up the door, and he's like, "You crazy bitch! What are you doing?" And we're like, "What?" He lets her in. I'm like, "What the hell?" He stuffed
real
her
crazy.
somewhere. He stuffed her somewhere. Oh. And I don't know if my mentor, this guy Rudy, I'm going to put him on there, Rudy Martinez, great tattooer. But he somehow gets this idea. I don't know if he's done this shit before, but he goes, hey, that chick's in the roof. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know this game already.
Dude, so we run to the back of the shop and we stand on this, there's this bookshelf, stand up, sure enough, dude, this chick's up there, no bra, just a bra, no shirt,
way.
and she's perched up like a fucking owl
way.
in the ceiling. Yeah, and I look up and she's like looking down, and they're all, and I'm the apprentice, so goes, get up there. I go, what do you mean get up? What do you mean get up? Yeah, what do you mean get up there? He's all, get up there and get her down. I'm like, fuck. So I had to crawl on this little bookshelf thing, hoping the fucking thing didn't cave in, put her on my shoulder and bring her out. Sure enough, and
You're a
she
hero.
sits down, and she's right, her response, she goes, hey, I'm the whore. And we go, we know, want a beer? It's like straight up. I think she ended up partying the rest of the night. I won't tell you what else happened, but she ended up partying the rest of the night, and man, that shit was everyday occurrence there all the time. Man, that guy one time, I was opening the shop at like 11. That guy was crazy. I kind of missed that dude. I was opening at 11, and his shop was already open. Dude, I'm unlocking the door. I'm probably hungover. I'm unlocking the door, and all of a sudden, some kid comes flying out of his shop, whoom, and starts running. Dude, this motherfucker comes out with a big ass Desert Eagle looking thing. And he's waving. He's like, you motherfucker, yelling like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's too early for the shit. What? And he fucking looks at me. He's like, motherfucker. And he gets in his car. It's a Mercedes and bombs down the street after him. Yeah, shit was like that all the time. I love that. That area was just something always happened.
Yeah, there's something about like
Working
the
in
thrill of
sketchy
it.
shops.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I see them.
And it's because they're always put in a certain spot too, right? Like they're always zoned next to shit like that.
yeah,
You know?
it attracts it for sure. Yeah, yeah. There's parts of it where you're like, man, that shit was fun, right?
Yeah. Newport had another good one too.
There's
There
kids nowadays that are tattooing that have no idea. That sounds terrifying to them. They would quit tattooing immediately.
Oh,
They had to
dude.
have any of these interactions
Oh,
that
dude.
we're laughing about. Right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
know,
for
like-
sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Here's a story. Dallas, right? This shop was on the second floor, and we were open until midnight. A lot of times 1, 2 a.m. Right? Busy shop. Artistic Encounter. They have a few Actually, they had a few locations. I think they just they're down just in Deep Ellum now. One location. But yeah, we're in the shop, and this Mexican dude, like obviously heavy, like gang member type dude. He walks in. He's just like staring at the walls, and we're all like, "What the?" And it's like getting late, midnight or so. We're like, "Fuck's this fool doing?" And he just started saying, "He's like, oh, I'm about to fuck this place up." We're like, "Oh, you're about to what?" Let me hear you.
Oh, calm like that?
So then he walked into the owner of the shop, Billy Jack. He had his own his own room, private area,
Yeah.
and he randomly walked into his area saying he was gonna fuck his room up.
Yeah.
So needless to say, someone gets on the horn, has to call the cops. I'm not calling the cops, but I'm going in there and I'm like, "Hey, dude, you gotta get the fuck out." And he starts to act crazy. So 3 or 4 of us end up having to pack this dude out. Right? The cops show up as we're beating this dude's ass, and dude was on PC something.
Yeah.
Was like a fucking wild animal. Couldn't, you know what I mean? Literally like would have cradled most of the dudes. This dude was just like fucking taking it, still getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
Anyways, the cops end up showing up, grabbing this fool. Next thing you know, we're standing on the, because I said we're on the second floor, we're standing looking down the balcony, and the cops have him on the ground. The cops are having to fuck this dude up. Because
Wow,
the dude
that's
tried to
wild.
pull the cop's gun.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's wild.
I'm like, this dude just walked in, hell-bent to fucking this
That was
place up.
gnarly.
And none of us were down with it. We were like, you're doing nothing.
No.
We're going to
That's
fuck you
gnarly.
up. I don't know what you think this place is,
Yeah.
but this wasn't the spot to come in here and act like
He said the same thing to the cops,
gnarly.
too. We'll fuck you guys up, too.
Funny.
And then we look down and they're fucking him up.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Like,
That's awesome.
but there was just wild shit all the time. Like,
Yeah, it's just
what-
funny too. In drunk ones, I remember in Newport, a really funny one I had was we were slamming one night, slamming, dude. Shop's full, and this little Asian dude comes in. He's like, "I want a tattoo." Just being obnoxious. And one of the girls that worked there, she's okay, because he kept saying, "Okay, I'll tattoo you." So she draws a big dick on this guy's back, huge, right? No big deal with a Sharpie. We're all laughing. He's all right, cool, and he fucking takes off. Well, he goes to the bar and I guess starts showing people, right? So they're laughing at him like, "You got a dick on your back," you know? And so he comes back. He comes back in. He's like, and he's like, "Hey, who put dick on me?" You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like who did this, right? And we're laughing like, "Hey, it's cool because it's a chick, anyways."
And it's
It was a
Sharpie,
girl.
right?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I think
But he
he-
was hammered. The dude was
Yeah,
out of his
yeah.
mind, right? So he's going off. He's yelling and yelling. And finally, the owner, this dude Karima worked for, cool guy. He trains and shit. So he's got a short fuse with that shit. He bolts up to the front right away, grabs this dude, uses his body to get through the front door, pushes
Oh.
him out, and so we all follow, right? We all want to see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
So the guy's yelling like, "No, who put dick on my back?" You know, this and that. And the guy, that Cream's been cool. He's like, "Just get the fuck out of here," right? And so I get next to Cream, and Cream starts shoving him and shit and laughing. And the guy gets back on the curb, and then I shove him off the curb. Gets back on the curb. We're like, "Hey, dude, just get out of here," you know? Well, all of a sudden, this taxi cab pulls up, stops, leaves his cab in the street, 2-lane highway, walks over, and he's like, "Why'd you do that to my friend?" We're like, "Dude, who the fuck are you? You know, like, who are you?" And the guy's like, "You guys did that to my friend." So Kareem starts shoving him, telling him to get in his cab. I shove the other guy, like, "Go this way." Shit's going. People are grabbing me, grabbing him. It's going. Well, he gets on, the cab driver gets on the phone. "I'm calling the cops. You guys are harassing him, right?" It's hilarious. Gets on, and you can hear the guy talk. He goes, "Yeah, I'm out front of the tattoo shop, and these guys are at what? Yeah, I had a little bit to drink." Right? He tells him that, right? It's hilarious, right?
Oh, shut up,
Yeah, it's
dude.
hilarious.
Yeah.
We start dying. Well, anyways, the cops, the cops go, yeah, dude, it's hilarious. The cab's chilling right there. Cops pull up, they pull down the street a little bit. And Asian dude takes off. He runs over there and he shows him his back. And from a distance, we can see the cops laughing, right? He turns around, the cops are like,
laughing too.
God, dude, cracking up. And he comes back and they start talking to us. So what happened is, the guy's drunk, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, dude, they cuff up the taxi driver, take him in for a DUI, impound his taxi.
jeez.
And all he had to do was mind his own fucking business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was pretty awesome. I love that story. It
Well,
was
now
so
we got
much
stories going. I got another one with Dallas. Because that was when I was young, right? I was like early 20s. This is back in the day when we were talking about earlier. Dudes come just chill at the shop. Shit was always cracking off. Something was happening. Somebody was fighting. Somebody was partying. Whatever. There's something going on, right? So this one of our good clients, good buddy of ours. He rode a Harley. He rode a bike, and so he would come by and just hang out all the time. Well, this was in a big shopping center, right? So at the end of the shopping center, there was some type of club kind of thing, a restaurant, just any and everything you could have thought, think about in a shopping center was there. So this dude, he'd be down at the end getting something on the bike, and instead of going out on the street, he would just drive through the shopping center to get to the tattoo shop and come hang out. Well, across the street from the shop was some not so nice apartments, right? Wasn't in a good part of Dallas, right? So there was always undesirables walking around, right?
Yeah.
And so this one day, dude, this shit was hilarious. Anyways, so he's at the end of the shopping center. He starts to make his way down on the bike. He's making his way down on the bike, and there's a dude walking in the middle of basically where you're supposed to drive. There's parking spots. There's obvious areas where you're supposed to be driving, and this dude's walking. And he's swishing. He's got the purse. He's fucking
Oh, yeah.
super flamboyant gay black dude, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so my homie's just like, fuck you, dog, get the fuck out the way. So he revs the
Revs
bike.
up, yeah.
And the dude looks back at him and still swishing. He's like, fuck you, motherfucker, right? And my homie's just got out the army. He loved to scrap. So he immediately said, hey, fuck you, faggot. Like, you know what I mean? Immediately, like, no big deal. Right?
Sets the bike down.
And bro sets the bike down, walks off. We're out front of the shop, like we're talking about hanging out. Everyone's outside if you're not tattooed. Like our shop, you hang out, you bullshit. Some dude smoke, whatever. We're hanging out front. We look down the way, and we see homie out there. I'm like, we already know what's going to happen. Don't do it. Don't do it to this boy, right? Bro, as soon as my homie gets off the bike and starts getting ready to get, that dude stopped swishing. Like, you know what I mean? He immediately was like, what's up, dog? What's up?
Oh.
He lost the gay. It was gone. And was like, we scrapping.
Oh, locked in.
And my homie beat his ass. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, that was the first time I was like, he's not.
That could have been a life-changing moment right
Yeah.
there.
Because I was like, this dude's probably been fucked with his whole life.
Yeah.
In that hood, right?
And you were just waiting to see, like, you did not want to have to tell your boy you got his ass kicked.
Yeah, just waiting for it.
But I already knew. I was like, this one's going to fuck this dude up. But it diffused, yeah.
That's the thing about Newport that I enjoyed, man. Newport is a very nice city, right? We all been down there. It's really nice. There's a dark part of that town, man. People party, and it gets dark down there, dude.
Oh, there's copious amounts of
Yeah,
cocaine.
everything. Oh,
That's a big part of this.
Copious amounts. Dude, it's insane.
Big factor.
I think there was always something. That town, there was always something cracking off, man. People would fist fight and fall through the window of the shop. I remember one time, it was my first year, we were out there for 4th of July. And my boss is like, you got a beach cruiser? I'm like, yeah. He's like, 4th of July cracks. It's like, we're going to go down the peninsula. I'm like,
It does, though.
It does. It's wild. It's absolutely crazy.
It's insane.
It's absolutely crazy. But I remember we're riding down. We're pulling up next to the shop, and there's a dude just pissing on the door. And Krim locks it up, gets off his bike, kicks the dude right in the ass. Boom! And he falls, pees all over himself. He's like, what the hell, man? Get the hell out of here. I'm like, dude, what the hell? I liked it down there, man. I have a lot of good times in that area, man.
Yeah, our bums are pretty calm.
Our bums are calm.
Well, it's different now, right? When we were early on, what was the drug of choice? It was meth. It was speed. It was cocaine. It was uppers. Motherfuckers were trying to get froggy. Now they're on fentanyl, heroin. They're borderline about to die as they're walking around.
Yeah.
They're of no threat to us,
Yeah.
until they are.
You had a chick trying to talk to me the other day. Did you see her?
She's trying to talk to you?
Trying to holler at old double chocolate.
Yeah, she was.
Oh, shit.
But, no.
Is she a regular? Is she a regular around there?
He said no. Huh? She a bum?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. She's looking for Derek. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'm the plug. Straight edge drug
The
dealer.
sober guy? Yeah.
No.
So what happened?
No, she just came and sat by me, and I was like, I just acted like I was working.
Did you just? Oh, really? You didn't stay there?
Oh, yeah, no.
I thought you were gonna
I don't
put
believe
his
you.
arm around her.
No, I didn't.
I don't believe you.
I stayed there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was chilling.
Because that's one thing I noticed
I'm
about
so
you working with you.
crazy.
Is you will talk. Like there's times you'll start talking to a motherfucker, and I gotta walk away because I'm like, Brandon's gonna get this motherfucker going, and I don't want to hear it.
I lean in.
You do.
I lean
he'll
in.
get
You
my
entertain
story.
it. He
Oh, you
entertains
got a
it.
good
Just
story?
so you know, I'm right
Which one?
there. Like, just so you know, like for the hood dudes, like there's some dudes
I
that
end up
come,
tattooing him because of him.
there's some dudes that come in, and I want you to know.
Yeah.
I just want you to know. So I lean in rather than like the dudes that are disrespectful to Incap. Incap is like that's my boy, that's my mentor.
Yeah.
So that's like part of me is just like, oh, you're acting foolish. Yes, you may, but I lean in rather than lean back because reserve Brandon or the old Brandon, I struggled with confrontation. So I'd either fight you or I would just fucking wouldn't deal with it at all. So now I just
You almost enable it if you don't address it, right? If you allow them to act crazy.
and I just try and treat them as best as possible.
So you're asking stories. I'm asking you.
See, I can't do that.
What?
The main story that we all laugh about, right?
Which one?
Since he's been here.
Which one?
Lars.
Man.
Oh, Lars.
Yeah.
You gotta
I
tell
felt
the
bad
Lars
for you.
story.
I felt bad for you on the Lars story, man.
That was messed up.
I felt bad only because I was
tell
like,
it.
dude, this fool just fucking started
Tell
here.
it.
He doesn't deserve this.
Yeah, it was messed up. So it was like what, day 3 maybe?
It was
first week.
First week.
First
for
week.
It was first week, and
I think it was towards the end of the night.
You know, this chick called in. She was like, "Yeah, I want to come down. You know, I have my kids." I was like, "Yeah, if they're cool, fine." I was like, "They'll have to sit in the lobby. If
They
they're cool,
sucked.
whatever."
They fucking sucked.
Hood ass kids jumping all over the.
He called them little baby's kids.
Yeah, they were.
They were.
They were Bebe's kids.
I
They
kept
were
having
like,
telling the one to go
what-
around the other side.
When they wrote that theme, that was the kids that they were talking about. And, you know, they were leaning back in the chair. They were doing all of this stuff. So she wanted to get her boyfriend's name on her face, right?
Dude's
And
locked up. Dude's locked up.
Dude's locked up. I got a brother that's been locked up for 25 years. So I
Yeah.
know the game very, very
sure.
well. I know it very well. Like, she's a pawn in his little scheme. She's whatever. That's his only little account to the street. Whatever, titty pictures, all of that. Whatever she's doing, sneaking it in, you know, putting it, you know, hooping,
Yeah.
Prison wallet.
He's got
You know what I'm
he's got to get
saying?
his. Yeah.
you know, all of that stuff.
I get it.
Anyways, so where was I at? I got
The kid,
Little
She
baby
came in.
face.
She came in, got the face tattoo.
Oh, so she came in. She's like, "Oh, I want to get my man's face or my man's name on my face," and I'm like, "Man, you don't want to do that." You know, like she looked like somebody who would already had it. There you go. That's a good way to describe her. She looked like somebody who would already had something.
For sure.
She's in here referencing Blueface and I want to get this and that and the other. And
She didn't just want it.
Yeah.
She fucking wanted it. Like,
Yeah,
she
it's
wanted it big, dog.
And she's getting mad
very
at me because
apparent.
I'm trying to keep it small on her because I know
Tasteful.
everybody
Look nice
regrets
on her,
these
yeah.
things.
Little-
I have
See,
a
I wasn't there
daughter.
for that. I saw the
well, because
aftermath.
this
I have
was
a
in
daughter.
night. It was on a Tuesday, so it was just me
She's
and Brandon.
getting mad at me. I'm like, you don't want to do that. She's like, you're not gonna defy my love to my
But he was
man.
genuinely looking out for
And
this
he's
chick.
on the phone.
He's FaceTiming her.
He's on the phone the whole time, and she's like, Derek's like, just do whatever the fuck she wants, and she's like, yeah, and she
Well,
then
because
she,
who am I to say don't get a fucking face tat? I'm like, fuck it, tattoo
there you go.
this shit.
and she's like, she gets all hyped
Yeah.
up, and I'm like, all right,
Okay.
fuck it, you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck it, I'm about to. Ooh,
You still
ain't
did
gonna
it.
be
You
able to
still
lace
did
it.
it tasteful size. It
I
still
did it.
wasn't.
I did it.
crazy.
She wanted it.
She wanted it
From her
fucking.
whole,
That was-
from her sideburn.
That was
down to the
tasteful?
bottom of her
That was
dog.
not tasteful. That shit was
She
big
wanted
as
it
fuck.
fucking big, dog. Like a big.
See, I saw
that's
the
what he
aftermath
said.
of it.
He was
Wow.
like, "Oh."
So I
you'll
do
have
the
a sideburn.
tattoo. I put it on her left side, so the lettering, the back side of the lettering is on.
So it's facing forward.
Yeah,
Because the L
it's
is facing
forward.
forward.
L's only go one
and the
way.
R is facing
You know what I
forward.
mean?
Yeah, so it's facing forward. You could have it on both sides. That's the way
Totally.
you do it on this side. You know.
Yep.
That's the proper way. I do the tattoo. She's fucked up the whole time. She's rude. She doesn't like me. She likes Derek.
For some reason, she likes me. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm
what
trying.
I did.
But
We're
I'm
just
still
trying to get her in and try to get her out. Trying to close the
Give her
shop.
good service.
Let her
for
make
it.
some
Yeah,
money.
Yeah.
Because she's the type of chick, bro. Honestly, normal people, I would have been like, "Hey, will you grab your kid?
Yeah.
Your kid's being mad disrespectful." She was the type of person that was like, it
would've-
would be a whole fucking scene.
Yeah.
That me and him both were like,
Let's just fucking
handle the
get her out
tattoo,
and
make
get
your
her
money,
out.
dog.
Yeah,
let's
let's
close
go.
this bitch up. Let's get the fucking. Let's.
So I do the tattoo. I come back in the next day. All these guys are fucking tattooing, laughing, and McCharles. What did McCharles? He said, "Hey,
I had to deal with her.
No, we all did. McCharles said, "Did you do a tattoo?
did you do a tattoo
backwards
yesterday backwards?" And I thought
to see what you would say?"
and I was like, "Nah."
I was like, I did a name on the face, and he was like, well, which way is it facing? I was like, this way.
The way letters go?
The right
And
way.
he was like, okay, good. And I was like, because she just came back in, giving
For
everybody
30
shit.
minutes.
No way.
30 minutes. Each one of us had to say our part.
Throwing a fit.
The next day.
100%.
She said,
and I even told her,
all my friends have the tattoo and his face in the other. And me and him both looked at her and said, well, all your friends
Are
have
wrong.
backwards fucking tattoos.
and it was clean as fuck. I even told her, I'm like,
Thank you.
well, because she looked, she'll look at it, and I'm like, it's clean.
Right.
She's like, oh, but it's wrong. I'm
So
like,
then I started explaining.
no, it
I'm
ain't.
like, I have lettering in the same fucking spot.
Yo, look at
What
mine.
does it say?
Oh, yeah.
Look
It
at
says
mine.
respect and it says loyalty. It doesn't
What'd
say
she say?
anything else. And she was like,
no, she
I don't-
kept
I don't-
arguing. She
I
kept
don't- well,
arguing.
I'm not from here.
no. So she kept arguing.
yeah.
And
I'm not from
then
here.
I said, well, that's how lettering goes. She's like, well, I'm not from here. Y'all are from California. I'm not from here. I'm like,
No,
you
my
say
my exact word was, I'm pretty sure it's the same way across the U.S.
we all speak fucking English.
doesn't change.
It took an innocent bystander of one of the clients getting tattooed, her friend or mom, whoever it was,
Just took a picture.
this lady was an angel. We were fed up. I said my
Everybody
part. I'm
went
like, this
silent
chick
on
is
her, yeah.
fucking retarded. I can't. I have nothing to do with this. All right.
It was
This lady
wild.
took a photo and then showed her. And showed
She was
her
looking at the mirror image, wasn't she?
Well, she
And-
FaceTimed
yes.
her dude in prison,
And
and the
he
guy
was
was
giving her
getting
shit.
mad because it was backwards in the FaceTime.
You fucking bitch. You know what I mean? Like, gassed her up.
Yeah.
She went in there. When it finally clicked, bro, she goes, oh, sorry, guys. See you later. And just walked out. Like, she didn't just rip into... She
For
was
about a
like
half hour.
fucking
Yeah, she's
full
like,
on.
well,
Yeah, she was
I
going
guess
off.
it's right. And I'm like, what the fuck?
But we all
that was
said-
the wildest interaction.
We all said we were so thankful that Brandon did the tattoo because she would have pulled the race card immediately.
She was
You white
wild,
motherfucker.
dude.
She
She
was
was
that type.
wild.
Like, she would have fucking flew off the handle.
She didn't like anybody.
She didn't.
She was
She
a
I just,
hater.
I felt for
that
you
Lars?
because I think what
Lars.
she,
And that was the name. That's
Lars.
what Lars. Lars.
Of
Lars is
some
what she
hood
wanted.
rat Lars.
She wanted Lars Costello. That's why she wanted it big. She wanted Lars Costello.
that's wild.
Yeah. So
I'd have fucking told her
first
no.
week. First week.
I felt for you on that, dude. I was just like, I can't believe this dude just started and has to deal with that
It
shit.
didn't sound real when she came in because I was like, I saw him do the tattoo. It said Lars.
Yeah, it looked
There was
good.
nothing to-
It was
to
solid.
discuss. Yeah.
It was solid.
I stopped
But it was
making
hilarious.
those decisions for people. If you want to get a tattoo, as long as you're like sane.
Sane mind,
or,
for sure.
Um,
We're not their dad, right?
Yeah, I'm not here.
I think you
to-
come in, you
I'm
tell me
not
exactly
here
what you
to
want. I'm like, you know every
determine
repercussion.
your future.
See, dude, I still feel like I have some of that old school in me where I don't do that. Like
You did say some shit. You were like, if somebody were to fucking tattoo my daughter on the face.
oh,
like
I'm
that,
fucking, I'm that shop's going
fucking
down. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm burning that motherfucker down.
Right. And
I
it
think
made me think too. And I was like, so does that make me bad in this situation? I was like, does that make me bad? Because
no, I think that's everybody's got their
Right.
own moral on it. But what I'm saying is, I still have a little bit of that. You know, only because of how acceptable it is. All these kids are getting their fucking faces tattooed now. And whatever, dude. I'm not your parent. I don't give a shit. But I do give a shit a little bit because I'm like, dude, you don't even have a sleeve, and you want me to tattoo your face? I came up that way, like in the shop I was getting tattooed, my uncle's shop. He owned Lucky's down in San Diego. I remember going into him, and I didn't have a full sleeve, and I'm like, hey, do my hand. He's like, what the fuck? No, dude. You nerd.
Yeah.
Like, you need to get some
well, that
sleeves
was-
first.
that
You need to get
was-
some
yeah.
body tattoos first
yeah.
before you start getting your
Well,
hands.
that was a total rite of passage. Like my mentor
Right.
gave me the grace. Hey, dog.
And
you're
even-
tattooing, you can get your hand.
Dude,
done.
and even then, I
did.
think my uncle would look at me right now and still be like, you still don't have enough torso tattoos to have your neck and your hand.
Yeah.
That's just how it was. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so when I see these young kids do that, I mean, I could take your money all day long, but it ain't worth it to me. I I don't want you to regret that. I don't want you to come back and be like, oh, you did this to me. I don't want to deal with that. I want to have a little bit
I'm
of
in a
grip
tricky
on it.
situation because how can I tell someone anybody? Like, oh,
Yeah, you're all blast on your face.
Yeah, I'm fucking covered everywhere. So it's like, well, what do I,
Yeah.
you know? They're going to get it regardless. I learned this a long time ago. You tell them no, this, at the 30, try to educate them, try to look out for them, blah, blah, blah. They go get it somewhere else, and they're coming back to you to fix it, recover it.
Yeah.
So I'd rather
That's
give
fine.
you
They can go
the
somewhere else and
best
get it.
quality tattoo I can.
gate, yeah.
But it all depends on the scenario. You come in, you're asking about this on your arm, this on your leg, blah, blah, blah. You go down the gamut, and all of a sudden, what about this on my face? Fuck off. Go think about it.
Yeah, 100%.
You come in and tell me,
Yeah.
I want this image, boom, 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 right here. You got a decent amount of cool. I'll tattoo your fucking face. I'm not going to tell you no. I've whip shaded on face. I've done fucking tattoos on faces, right? I come from the hardcore scene, dude. I had my first face tattoo. I was 18 years old. I didn't give a fuck,
Yeah.
you know? But hindsight, even still as, you know, in the industry I am, it's perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine. There's times where I think about lasering off every single face tattoo, just to be able to be just a normal person.
And honestly, I think
showing
that's
up to
going
the
to come
kids'
around.
school,
I think that's going to
and,
start happening.
and just being more, I guess, conservative about it.
But, dude,
I
I
wish I
think-
could just take all the head, my whole head's tattooed, all the neck, and just fill in the little gaps that I have left. I don't have a lot, but the tattoos I do have here would fill it in. I'd be good. I'd rather.
I think
not
that's
have
going to
them.
start happening too. I think a lot of
think
people
so.
that are doing that shit are going to
More
do the same thing
tasteful,
you're saying.
Maybe a sparrow, just real subtle, like it used.
Yeah.
But I was a young kid. I was angry at the world. I didn't give a fuck.
And see, those are the
you
kids
know?
I'm not trying to fucking do that to, and I think
Right.
that's
But
just
I was different 'cause
morality
I was
to
in a
me.
tattoo
Yeah.
shop, so they were like, "Fuck."
Well,
it,
yeah, and half these kids aren't. I'm like, dude, what do you do
Totally.
for work? They're like, dude, I work at Chick-fil-A. I'm like, what the fuck?
shit.
Yeah, dude, that's not a career, homie. Yeah, like you got a long time, dog. You know what I mean? Like, hold out a
It's
bit.
definitely a case by case thing.
For sure.
I'm definitely not.
I just came up that way with it, and that's
Totally.
just how I look at it, you know. And like I said, like he said, if my daughter goes in there and somebody does that shit, dude, you better fucking be gone by the time I
1000%,
find it. Yeah,
for sure.
not gonna deal with that shit, dude.
And I agree.
Hey, Lars,
You
hey,
know, your boy, hey, I'm the wrong one. You know, at the end of that rainbow. You know
You're
what I
the
mean?
wrong one.
Yeah. Like,
Shit was funny though.
yeah, that was a fucked up story. Closing out, roundups. I do want to mention that these guys just did a killer set of Flash collaboration. 6 sheets?
Six
Yeah,
sheets.
Six
yeah.
sheets.
Six
That'll
sheets.
be up for sale real soon here. If you guys
Yeah,
want
we're
to
gonna
check
run
those out.
We're gonna run some print sets of all that.
Yeah.
Just so, because I have sets of Flash. Never done a full set with any other artist before.
So special.
Yeah, Kevin should feel special. No,
I felt rusty, dog. Is what I felt. I felt rusty. Is what I
He
felt.
needed a little motivation to get back. You know, there's periods of time where we're jaded or we're
This
busy.
was he's a workhorse.
I'll fucking paint.
Yeah, it's insane.
When I don't want to paint,
Dude, it's fucking
I'll paint
insane.
when I want to paint. It's I talked about it with the gym. You're building that discipline.
Oh yeah.
If you're waiting on motivation, you're not gonna do fucking shit with your life. If you build a discipline, you'll do what needs to be done fucking regardless. There's days I don't want to fucking look at a design or paint or do shit. But you know what I do? I fucking paint because that's what the fuck I'm supposed to do, right? So he was going through, creative things because it happens in tattooing, and so he got the itch, started doing a couple sheets on his own. I said, hey, you want to do a split? Let's do split sheets. So we did 6 sheets together. We're actually starting on another set right now.
Yeah.
We're actually working on the front of the shop, typical Flash setup, rows of Flash.
Yeah, just
But
make it
how
from
I-
all of us.
How I was brought in, if something's on the wall, you better have fucking painted it. If you buy someone else's shit, that shit's for your house, right? Your shit is to help you make money. It's to make it look presentable. It's to say, yeah, everything on the walls, we fucking painted. We're artists. Why aren't you painting? Why aren't
Which
you
is
drawing?
honestly, dude, really, I don't think I've worked in a shop yet like that.
It
I
fucking
know
will blow
HB
your
was like
mind
that,
if you
but
walk into a shop and be like, everything on the walls.
but
is
even
hand-painted by
still,
the people who
even
work
looking
here.
at his shit
So
on there,
we're working
sometimes it's a
on the
little
process of
impressive,
doing
right?
that.
It's really nice.
It's actually impressive. Like when I started looking at it, I'm like, it's fucking impressive, and he's right, And I think that's what got me motivated to like.
It holds a
do
lot
another
of weight
shit.
with people that don't
think
even
it does,
realize
too.
that it holds weight. They can't even fathom what that means.
Yeah.
You mean hand paint everything? You want to talk about putting your shop on a top tier level? I can only think of a couple, not
And
even a
Strippy,
handful,
too, because like
that do this.
they've started
Smith
this
Street
game.
1 in New York is one of the only shops I know of that has done this, where it is all by the artist. Because back to what I was saying about the style, right? If you go into a shop and pick something out, whatever if that artist didn't do it, it's a watered down version of the real fucking thing,
yeah.
right? You know what I mean? There's originators and duplicators. Which one do you want? So I'm a firm believer that if you walk into the shop, we all got into tattooing to create shit. Why aren't you creating shit?
It's the reason for change. It's the reason you go to places.
It's how you
like
develop a
these.
style. It's how you figure out color combos. It's how you figure out everything.
Them
yeah.
starting the timetable. Now they started the 5. He's already has another row, and it's just like
And I just did the
if
biggest painting I
you
have
don't
ever done
start-
right before
if
that.
you're in that shop, if you're at Breakthrough Tattoo right now, and you don't paint a row of Flash, your stuff is good. You're gonna look a little funny in there.
But even
100%.
still, if you're not doing that,
Huh?
look at Ernie. That dude's crushing charcoal little sketches
Oh,
daily.
he's already thinking.
Everyone's
Bro,
doing.
he's got an idea of how he's
Steve-
gonna lay his Flash sheet out. It's inspiring all around, dude.
Steve's,
It's
Yeah.
fun.
Steve's
Yeah.
painting again daily.
Yeah.
It's one of the things you can't.
Ernie's
argue
one that
with.
I'm
infectious.
If you're doing
Ernie's one I'm
art,
very impressed with right now too.
Yeah,
Very impressed with Ernie right now.
his charcoal.
yeah.
Even just his black and gray tattooing.
It's cool.
Just-
and it's some people need that motivation. They need not even the motivation. I don't know
Discipline.
what it is.
It's like a discipline.
No, of course, but I'm saying
Structure.
it wouldn't have started if other people weren't on that tip, right? But I've been on. I don't know how, but I've painted this way and tattooed this way my entire career.
And see, and I don't have anything to judge from it too, because I'm coming in and just trying to match the pace.
But
I didn't have a barometer.
But
of
how
what
long
it was
did
before.
you?
I think
you guys were betting on how long it was going to take me to do that 2 foot by 3 foot dragon.
Yeah.
I gotta piss.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think I
Was
did
it
it in
2
half the
weeks
time.
or
Yeah.
something?
Don't end
like
it out
that?
without-
Biggest
Yeah,
painting
yeah.
I've ever done, which soon to do a lot more of those. I actually want to really take on a lot of the old traditional Japanese dudes would do it. Chris has actually done a few, and really inspiring. I want to, because I have a decent amount of back pieces that I get to do. I really want to start doing the full painting of the back piece I'm doing. Right now, I do a full render on the fucking gay iPad. Cool, helps me out. It serves a great purpose, but it doesn't hold weight. You know, those things sit in the iPad one day.
This
That
is so
shit will end up
true.
in the trash. But if I have a collection of all the back pieces, that this is for me. That tattoo, cool. I made good money. I helped pay some bills. We had fun with the kiddos. Took my wife out. Whatever. Awesome. But that painting will live with me and give to my son, and that shit'll last for fucking ever. And it's at the end of the day, what do you want to leave the world? Like, your shit's gone. I want my kids to be like, look what my dad did. You know what I mean? Like, my
I
dad did something.
remember I was leaving the shop one day and I was looking at some of the verbiage on some of his paintings because he uses words in poetry and in some of the things.
Which is funny because I don't feel to be that way, but I guess
It is what it is, man.
I guess
through
it does.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it comes from reading books and having I love history, and I think reading history stuff it inspires you for sure.
Yeah, so, and getting to know him, I felt cool about this. I looked at one of the pieces within the shop, and it was like a letter to his mom. His mom passed a year ago, and it's been heavy for him. And it was just, and I came back in, and I made sure to bring it up. I was like, hey, like, is that for your mom? He's like, I don't know. And like, that's so,
yeah, I do remember it. It's just lettering.
yeah.
It's a lettering piece. It's not even.
Yeah.
It's
Talking
on a
about
flat sheet.
the one on the corner closest to the walkway. Mm-hmm. That's a cool piece.
It's a cool piece.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
But
they're definitely lethargic. I feel like at that
even
time,
to not
like,
think about
I
it,
didn't even think about it. It just
there's so much
flowed.
information that is brought upon your emotional pieces of art.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes into deciding to do this piece on this day at this
sure.
time with the
It's
emotional
a time capsule,
100%.
and it is.
So when you guys tell me,
I don't even think about it.
I don't
but-
even think about it. I say, fuck that.
But I think that comes
I
from
say
being
you do.
authentically me and going through what I'm going through. Like, there's periods of times where things will resonate a certain way, and there's certain times where it's like, dude, this dude, you can tell he's going. And it's not like, it's still traditional, but if you know me and like you're saying, you can pick up on it. It's like, oh, there's some weight
There's
going on.
There's
something
weight,
going on.
and it has to have that. Style. He hit very style specific. I would say Kevin too. I know you.
I can still
disagree.
tell. Kevin will be
100%.
a gamut, but you can still
Tone
like I
and
said,
gray, black
like I
and
said,
gray.
It's how you talk. It's how you walk. That resonates in your tattooing, whether the subject matter is in a specific style or not. You can look at something and be like, oh, so and so did that by how he shades. But like I tell people now, I don't even know how to shade other than how I shade now. Like if I were to try to do another style, it's gonna look like I fucking did
It
it
would look
traditionally.
weird.
No, it's just gonna look like what I do.
Yeah, no, it would look weird.
Yeah.
It would look weird. I ask them that all the time. Hey man, if you switch your color palette, how would this work out? It wouldn't.
He said, "What am
I
I
think-
out?" Yeah.
It
I
wouldn't.
don't know. I feel like I could randomly do some random ass colors and it's still gonna look because of how
It would
my
not
line
work,
weight,
bro.
the detail.
There's too much that goes into.
Maybe,
It,
yeah.
it is so refined at this point
Yeah.
because you're dealing with history too. You don't do anything past 1960.
Well, that's exactly why I use small lines. I used to use bigger lines. That was a trend, right? Everyone was doing this, doing that. And it's like, the reason you're doing that is because you're looking at a tattoo photo of a 50-year-old fucking tattoo. You're starting out with that same 50-year-old size line. What does that look like in 50 years?
Right.
A blob of garbage.
Right.
Then you start reading actual history about tattooing. And you're like, these fuckers were doing everything with the 3 and a 5.
Yeah.
It was detailed as fuck. Go look at Ben Corday. Go look at George Burkett. Go look at Almond Dietzel. Look at these dudes that were early tattooers.
Oh, even-
late 1800s,
even-
1900s. This shit looks like a fucking portrait. Damn near any lines,
Yeah.
but it's immaculate. But it so resonates that it's traditional.
Yeah.
That there's no arguing it. So it's like, well, it's just to strip it down and make it dumb as fuck to make it look traditional. That doesn't hold weight. I want my tattoos to look the best possible they can, and that's why I care so much about how they heal,
to serve its
how
history.
they age.
Yeah.
I want them to like look good forever. Like it's irresponsible at a certain point, depending on how you draw. If you draw really simple, you can get away with it.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can get away with it still.
But if you
I
do
think a
anything
bold
with
line
these-
still
yeah.
looks very clean to me. I still like a bold line. But he is right. You know what's
But
crazy?
That's newer.
No,
to me.
no. Well, even yeah.
That's
Well,
so Jerry.
well, even Japanese.
If you could get both
If you
edges
could
on
draw,
that
if you
motherfucker
could
and
draw
it's
simple
flat,
enough to
like-
pull it off, you can.
No, 100%. Even Japanese. I worked with this guy down in Newport. This guy named Bruce, and he would he did really. You know that fool, right? Yeah. He's a trip. That dude's a trip. I got some stories of that motherfucker too. Anyways, he was a great artist, and Japanese especially, and he would line every full sleeves with a 3. Japanese with a 3. And I always tripped on that shit. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing, dude? Put a 5 in that motherfucker. Put a
But give
7
it 5
in that
years and what's it
motherfucker.
look like?
And that's what he said. He said, dude, because
Perfect.
he said by the
It's
time
perfect.
these lines expand, it's going to look great still.
You guys asked me on a back piece. Oh, what size line is that? It's someone who's a little bit more slow in getting the back done. So 2-3 years age on it while you're working. Normally, I can get backs done 6 months to a year, depending on as long as the person's
Consistent,
active.
yeah.
Which most people are. I'm very thankful and very lucky in that. But he'll ask me, "Oh, what was that done with?" And I'm like, "It was done with this." And he's like, "Holy fuck!" I'm like, "Yeah." Not to mention, backs expand more than anywhere else. The lines get even
Yeah.
bigger on a back. So it's like,
That's what a lot of people.
you know,
know.
Don't
people ask
understand,
me
yeah.
like, "Oh,
Well, I think there's a lot of
what
different
size line
factors
are
too,
you gonna Do
though.
a bigger line
Health.
on the back? I'm like, "Fuck no! I'm doing the same
100%.
size line, so it looks the same as every other tattoo.
No matter
I do."
what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
A fine line tattoo on an older person doesn't work.
No.
On a younger person,
It's got to be big enough, right? A
You know
single.
what I do on my 3? I run it slow.
Yeah, you
I
kind
run
of
it
have
slow,
to.
so it just doesn't
Do you?
expand.
I run it I run fast as and hard. My
But-
machines
but
are
you're
hard.
grazing, right? You're not like
That's another thing I do
You're
too
a
that I don't
hammer.
know of a lot. Yes, you know
I
what?
do too.
I think
the tip of the needle.
with
calligraphy,
everything.
Me too.
But with everything I
Did
do.
you used to line with a brush paintings?
Back in the day. Now
Okay,
I'm
not-
lazy
not,
now. Yeah, I
no,
Sharpie
me
that
either.
shit.
Yeah,
but
me Because I think that helped me.
you know what? I remember.
Lining with the brush, putting
remember.
down a certain amount.
Yeah, I remember tattooing when I was tattooing at 6 feet under. I don't know why I started doing that. I hang the needle a lot, and I remember
Yeah, you
I hang the needle like a motherfucker,
So
dude.
do I. That's why I spit it.
But I run them hard,
everywhere.
and I run them hard. And I remember one time Corey came behind me, and he's just like, it was like a bold 7, but it looked like a 5. He's like, how the fuck you getting that line to look like that? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, you're running the tip, huh? And I do with every tattoo
Yeah.
I do. And I think because of that, sometimes it holds up a little bit longer.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense. You're
but
not
then I
beating-
get
you're not beating the skin.
but then I get frustrated too because I'm like, fuck, this line's not as bold as I want it to be.
Yeah.
But I'm also not burying it. You know what I mean? But I have noticed when healing comes around, it usually heals.
Because it's gonna expand.
that way. It's gonna.
100%.
I just don't know any other way. You know, I don't know
Well,
any
and
other
I'm
way
the
with
same
it.
way with that. I use a tip as well, and it's funny because guys will be interested, and you work with people. You fucking are gonna steal things here and there. It naturally just
Fuck
fucking
yeah,
happens.
tattooing's all about stealing shit.
It happens. So
I don't give a fuck what
dudes-
anyone says,
totally.
dude.
Dudes
All
will
these
work with me
original
and be like-
designs.
dudes will work with me and be
Took
like,
that shit from someone else.
Oh, like what size liner? I'm like, I tell them, and I'm like, oh, you want to try one here? I'll give it to them, and they'll do the tattoo, whatever they're doing. Like, fuck, why do my lines not look like that? Mine's way bolder. I'm like,
Yeah.
because I think they're riding the tip or riding the tube.
Riding the
You know, I
tube,
think
yeah.
they're burying it. I'm just barely grazing the skin.
Yeah.
Where are you guys headed in your career? What should people come to you to seek? Like, I want to go to Derek Billingsley and get what? Right
Well,
now.
it's obvious, right?
Kevin
The traditional
Childs.
stuff.
Okay.
I think larger scale stuff right now, honestly. So for a long time, I would, you would get people that want back pieces here and there, right? And you do some fucking laborious 8-hour session on this back, right? All the fucking lines, because I draw detailed. All the lines, and you never see that motherfucker again.
Yeah.
Because it was so painful. It was so traumatizing. It would last all fucking day. They would think then every other session from that point on would be that way.
So you want to do more back pieces?
Right. So
And
I
you?
started working with traditional Japanese dudes. And they would do, I'm talking like, some dudes would do an hour session on the back to 4 hours, tops.
Yeah.
And ever since I shifted, so now I break up the outline on the back piece to 2 sessions, you know? So then each session is 3 to 4 hours.
That's
Yeah.
how we
Anybody can handle 3 to 4 hours,
for
right?
me, yeah.
work.
So then
Force.
I got to where, oh shit, I'm completing backs in 6 months. then people can not only afford to get tattooed once or twice a month because
Get a
you're
little
not
quicker.
doing 8 hour,
Yeah.
$1,600 sessions.
So
You're doing a
important,
little, and so then people are able to continue to
It's
chip
really
away.
so important
and it
to
helps
be,
so much to where now I really have fun with them.
accommodating to the finances of your clientele. It's very important.
Oh,
It's
that's-
one of
that's
the
incredible.
aspects
With still
that
knowing your worth
that
as
never
well.
happens
Absolutely.
well.
Yeah,
Hold
especially
up.
right now.
I want to know where you're headed in your
My career,
what's next for you?
I'm actually not really sure. I feel like I'm at a little bit of a standstill with it. I just want to do good tattoos. I don't know. I feel like I'd like to eventually have my own thing going where I was able to at least express a little bit more of my art and
For sure.
tattooing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm just kind of going with the motions, man. I just want to do good tattoos. I would like to get a little bit more of a wider, more creative. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the same shit right now, and I don't know if that's because I did something well and they just keep coming back for that same thing.
Yeah, they get what they see. They see.
yeah,
you do
I think that's
something
what it
well.
is, you know what I mean?
If you want to curate a different approach, start posting different shit.
It was
If
funny
you don't
that,
want to do a tattoo, do not post it because you will fucking do it. If you don't like it, don't post it.
in the shop the other day, we were just kicking shit around. And Kev was like, "Man, I want to do more things within this niche." And Derek was fucking with him. He's like, "Yeah, you just got to start fucking up all the things that you don't want to do."
Yeah.
Because then nobody
Yeah.
wants that, right?
Yeah.
But
It,
the
it is a
problem
credit
is-
to you.
is-
Yeah,
You do a
yeah.
good tattoo, so they want that. Because I've gone through it. There was a.
It becomes a talent.
It does.
It becomes a talent being able to make anything look good, and he's good at it. Yeah, he uses his color. He uses his black and gray. He's got a lot of tricks. He's got a lot of tricks to the trade. So it's interesting to see. But I've also asked too, like, what is it you want to do? Tell him what you want to do. Like,
I don't know. You know why? Because I always thought, and even with Derek starting there, I was like, dude, I kind of want to do some fucking traditional like that. But then every once in a while, dude, I like doing a cool black and like that angels. Remember the angels that did on the thigh?
That was sick.
I was like, I wouldn't mind doing some of that. So I don't know. Every once in a while, I'd like to get like a cool traditional
He
piece
just
and then end
doesn't
it.
want to do purple and green waves on your fucking
But
elbow.
so this is the thing.
Noted.
This is
Noted.
the thing. Like, looking at the cohesive flash of your pieces back side by side, it's a balance. And in order to achieve that balance, it has to match on a technical level, and it has to match on design levels, color saturation, and all of that type of stuff. I think you're where you're supposed to be. I just would love to see it larger. I would love to see it larger. I would love to see a Kevin Childs fucking back piece.
Totally.
Are you
Me too.
fucking
They're
kidding
out
me?
there.
Like, no,
a real
no,
one.
no.
real one
Oh,
that you
sneaky.
sat down and approach it.
I see
Modern day
I see what you're saying.
Kevin Childs just fucking going
Yeah.
off. Like the shit you like.
Man.
Fucking not listening to
You know,
anybody.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I'd like to see that too. I like to see that too. I don't know, man. I'm pulled in a lot of different directions right now, man. I'm pulled in a lot
do
of
you
different.
think too far ahead, or do you just very present? Because I feel like
I
I'm
am-
very present.
I'm
always.
extremely very present right
Yeah.
now. I think a lot of it too is just life. I think I got a lot of life situations
Yeah,
I'm very present
for
in,
sure.
and different hobbies that I'm into now too. So I haven't really thought that much ahead, you know.
It changes
I mean,
the
I got a little
frequency
girl
of-
that's getting older, and I got a family now too. It's getting
sure.
older, so it's like
There's different wants out of tattooing that you get. Because there's plenty of years that I was like, man, like
30 is different.
People-
than
Well,
40.
you know what
Well,
happens
and
too.
people ask, do
40
you
is
want to own
different
a
than
shop?
50.
And for years, I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to tarnish something I truly fucking love.
Yeah.
I like being able to travel, do my thing. Tattoo, I didn't want to lose the love of it. I didn't
Yeah.
want to have to have the boss role because I operate a certain way.
Yeah.
And if you show up late, it's hard because tattooing's different. It's supposed to be free for all, but I'm a blue collar fucking dude.
Oh, yeah.
If you show up on time, you're fucking late. And so that would be hard as a boss to deal with, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that would
Especially in that industry.
That would be just like a parent, right? I'd
Yeah.
be learning in that aspect. But I think now I am to the point where it's like back to legacy. I want to leave something to this world. I don't want to just be some dude that. Fucking
Yeah, I
does-
think about that,
wanna,
too.
I want to have a shop that is running how I think,
And it's
with a certain respect. It's treated
respect.
with
Yeah,
respect.
yeah, yeah.
And
Reputable.
The clients are treated with respect, and the tattoos are going to be top tier. And I think there's a lot of good intentioned shops that veer off, get sidetracked with life. But I think I want to have something tangible to hold on to. So I think eventually, I want to do my own shop and
I think too. I think
something that I
something like that. I feel like now too would definitely bring out some creativity in yourself, right? Because it's
100%.
passion of your own thing. You know what I mean? It's that passion that this is. I got to make sure that this works.
And it's
you
like
know?
I have the dedication and discipline with everything else. Like imagine if I was owning a shop.
Dude, that's why we get along so fucking well.
Oh, yeah.
This motherfucker, he's so I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm like fly by the seat of my pants,
Very
and this
fly-
fool's like,
yeah.
"Why didn't you draw it yet?" And I'm like,
Yeah, what are you
fucking
gonna
draw when it
yeah,
gets here.
yeah. No, it works well. You know, it definitely
Yeah,
works
a
well.
contrast for sure.
Total contrast.
They work in different ways.
Yeah.
Kev would work at the shop for a minute. He'd be like, "Fuck this," and then he ended up taking his stuff home. Derek would come in early. He shows up
always early.
10,
Yeah,
10,
9:30, 10. Yeah.
But
"Well, let's ask you. Where do you see yourself going?
oh wow, so I see myself developing a style.
What do you like to do?" I think I know what you like to do, but what do you like to do?
What do you think?
I think you want to go more black and gray. You want to go realism, don't you?
I really enjoy tones of black and gray.
Realism.
I've been fighting going that route for a long time. That is where I draw best. Is real.
Well, because I noticed you'll draw something of a traditional nature, but when you fill it in, it's a little bit more saturated.
That's
a
my
little more,
base.
yeah.
That's my base. I have a hard time giving it traditional all the time, and I'm trying to make it look good. So I resort into the things that I'm good at.
The tricks, yeah.
Yeah. So I go
course.
to my realism side. Yeah, I need to push it that way, but I don't want to be another fucking peg on the wall, man. I want to have
photocopier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to have a different style. We live in, Upland, is a mecca of black and gray right now. Chicano black and gray,
Yeah,
Pomona,
Southern California, yeah.
that shit's hitting hard. You
that's
can get
everywhere.
some fucking cold ass black and gray out here, but it kind of all looks the same.
Totally.
It all looks the same, and no disrespect to those guys out
Yeah.
there. It's still
Amazing tattoos.
hella great
Yeah,
work to put that stuff in there. It's great
sure.
work to put it in there. So I can just see myself refining myself, having better business strategies going into the future, unveiling products as far as power supplies and furniture and equipment.
So you want to get into
products.
making shit too, huh? You want to?
Yeah, I would like to
machines
provide
and
something for tattooing since it's provided something for me. You know what I mean? I have a few things that I've been kicking around that I might just pull the trigger on. We're doing B2Z podcasts. This is one of the developments, and it goes well. I want to do, and it's not necessarily to make a shit ton of money because I came from money. I don't know if anybody knew that, but I came from money, and I have the ability to see the other side, and it really is not that different.
Well, I was
So
always
for me,
told
I
in the
just-
beginning that like this is the kind of industry where if you're looking to get rich,
Yeah, I'm not trying to get rich.
Yeah, and the
I'm
money.
trying to
Well,
create memories.
it's one of those things where it's like it's good money, but if you're looking for it, you're not gonna find it. It's when you start doing what you need to do is when it comes,
I've never
right?
been
And
there.
you start getting
in a
it.
sense, kind of to say like you're building your legacy in paintings. This is a painting for me.
Yeah, no, I get
Yeah.
that for sure.
This is a painting that will be here in the internet and the cosmos. After it's got its code and all of that genetic type. It's got its own little thing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, how cool would it be for your kids to be a year long gone and be able to hear their daddy's voice?
Well, I was
Fuck,
on
dude,
live right now.
That's
My
super
son
cool.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
looking in. and
Well, that's
it's
like paintings, right? Because long
Totally.
after, like when you tattoo somebody, your work's gonna die with the people you tattoo on it.
Totally.
But the paintings that you do, shit, they press that shit and keep it forever. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Reprint it,
Hey,
do
show
whatever.
show the grandkids that didn't meet you that don't give a shit. Like, hey, great grandpa, painted this.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
Realistically, I don't know if I'll be tattooing for forever anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
don't
in your
know.
mind, huh?
Yeah. Just based off of my finances at the modern, the current time
So-
right now. I don't know if it's a forever thing for me, just because I might be forced to do something different. I knew once I had my last kid that it would push the limitations of tattooing, and that's why having my daughter was such a big deal and stuff like that. And it's definitely been a lot for me. Like all efforts will always go to this craft and stuff like that, but I can't let my ego get in the way of progression for things that are bigger than I.
I think that we all need to understand right now. I think we're all just going through something presently as far as tattooing, but tattooing's never going to go away. I think we're just in a. This is a
weeding out
weird
process,
fucking
what the
time
fucking
in
problem
tattooing.
is that-
This is the slowest I've been in 17 years.
The bills are coming faster than the money.
But I think that's
know
just
what
a
I mean?
now problem. I don't think that's forever. And like I said, tattooing's been around for. It ain't going nowhere, dude.
It's trippy too. I pick my kids up from school and people are like, "I don't see how you would do it," and I'm like, shut the fuck up. don't say that to me, because sometimes I don't even see how I do it. I do it because I
But how
fucking
many
work
jobs
hard.
could you go to in a day and leave with $1,000?
Man,
Oh, don't
I
tell 'em.
enjoy.
Hey, don't tell 'em.
I've thought about looking at a different career choice. I've thought about it, right? I look at this, I'm like, okay, work these hours, this, that, the third. No way in hell I'm leaving work early. No way in hell I'm taking work off to do this with my kids or with my wife or this or that, right? All that's bad.
And all your OT's
then I
getting
get the
taxed
check,
out the
and I'm
ass.
like, and then it's automatically fucking robbed by Uncle Sam.
Yeah, you're getting
Sent
taxed
to
out the
Ukraine,
ass.
wherever else, fuck these people. And at the end of the day, it's like, I could have made that amount of money in
I just don't know
4
if I
days,
can
5 days. Like, what
base
the
my
fuck are we
future
talking about?
relying on tattooers. That's why I came to that conclusion, because I've tried hiring people and I've tried
Yeah.
to do it in an honorable way where I'm not these fucking old school owners and poaching everybody's pockets. Like, I was like, here, just fucking work and shut the fuck up.
Well, I mean, that's
I'll do
definitely
my
the
thing.
stress of owning a business, especially with,
because it is a business.
it's a business. And then you're also dealing with guys like us that, luckily I've had real jobs, dude, and I fucking know how to fucking work. And,
You guys
and-
are wild,
But
though,
there's a
dude.
lot of we're
You guys are very
we're wild with
particular.
restraint though. With restraint, you know what I mean. Like I said, I'm not in my 20s anymore, so I'm a little bit more laid back than I used to be.
I would say-
Temper's a little less than it used to be, but I think that a lot of these kids that do it in the same mind state of like guys like us have been doing it for 17 years. Like, well, I want to have freedom. I want to do this, and they've never worked a real job.
They're scraped.
Right, exactly. So I can see the frustration in that, and I get that. But
gotta see
I mean,
what-
fuck, dude, tattooing is as much as I say that some of the magic's a little, it's still got some cool elements to it.
And that's the thing. Like, that's why I fight to tattoo. Like, I'm not giving myself an advantage by tattooing right now. 100%. Like, because I choose to tattoo, I put myself at a disadvantage financially. I could go get a fucking job and fucking drive a tractor around and do all of that shit and, come home. But
Steady
I
paycheck,
truly enjoy being around you guys.
Yeah.
Drawing, fucking interacting with the clients and hearing the stories, fucking learning new things, seeing point of views, seeing people say stupid shit. Like, we still live we work in an environment where a motherfucker will say some funny, fucked up
Locker room
shit.
talk every single
Locker
fucking day.
room talk.
Sure.
And honestly,
Kneecaps
that's
to
where
hernies,
I've thought about during times of this, that, the third. I've thought about, because I can book appointments. I'll do a studio, right?
Tattooing is freedom.
For one, I'm like, then I
It
gotta
is.
tell people I'm gay. And then for two, I'm like, man, I just can't, I can't do it. I like the barbershop vibe. Bro, I'll run a shaved head and every so often I'm like, fuck, I want to grow some hair. Just like I'll get a haircut and bullshit with the guys. That's what tattooing I love is my client talking
Like,
to his client,
yeah,
vice versa. Even though I can't hear it, we're still having these
We
conversations.
have
I like it.
cool
Yeah.
camaraderie, like, and everybody makes sure everybody's cool. Kev is one of the busier guys in the shop. If Kevin is busy, he's kicking down. He's like, hey, man, you take this. And,
For sure.
like, that's unheard of in a lot of shops. A lot of people are like, don't you fucking touch anything of mine.
No.
You know what I mean? Don't
Which I couldn't
fucking
even
even
operate
look
with
this
people.
direction.
I've always worked with people that are the same
So-
way, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
we
just
all
figure
need
we
to
all
eat.
got to eat, bro. We're family in that motherfucker. I see these guys more than I see my own family, actually. So for me, it's like, how am I gonna sit there and break bread and this homie's fucking over here like, fuck, I am at a tattoo.
I always say the best days.
Fuck
when all
that.
of
That's
us are
miserable,
tattooing.
dude. That's miserable, dude. And when I got into tattooing, dude, I always thought tattooing was a way to collect from people. You know what I mean? Like when I go down to my uncle's shop and get tattooed, I had a majority of a guy tattoo me. But if you wasn't there, well, hey, dude, what can you do something on me? And I thought it was cool because it's just collecting, dude. It's this guy's image on me and this guy's artwork. That's fucking tight. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think that's cool. So I like, and you know, I like to fucking like, I want to see what this dude's gonna do to my client. I want to see what this dude's gonna do to my client. You know what I mean? Don't go get fucked up somewhere.
Yeah.
And come back show it to because then I will be like,
Then have to have me fix
then I'll
it.
be like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fix it, and we'll do something new. But no, I think everyone in there should stay happy. You know, everyone should be in there fucking
Well, it
tattooing.
just creates a overall good vibe with everybody. If everyone's
Yeah.
making money, that's a good fucking day.
That's a
right?
good day.
I'm not stoked if I'm the only one that made money or you. You know what I mean? Like when we all tattoo all day, that's
feels
the best
really
day.
good.
It does feel
You're
good,
tired,
right?
it feels
When
really
everyone's
good.
tattooing, you're looking around, you're like, damn, this is what's up. Oiled
And
machine
there's
right
plenty
there.
of shops where one dude's tattooing.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
All over Southern California right now. One dude's tattooing. Everyone's hanging around bullshit.
Yeah.
Consistent
One
is
dude's
really consistent in
But
tattooing.
our shop,
They
I
come
will say,
through,
knock
like,
on wood, most of us are tattooing
if you got it,
most of the time.
you got
thankfully.
it. There's some people that this slow period, it's not really affecting. You know what I mean? They're still pretty
It
consistent. You guys
is.
are pretty
It
consistent.
is to what they're used to. But you're right, totally.
You know,
Yeah.
Jim, he's consistent. The
Yeah.
McCaskills, Darla's, you know, I know some other people that are heavy hitters as well, but
Yeah.
like it seems to be the individuals that are really interested in their craft and are down for tattooing are busy.
Yeah.
You,
one-
We'll see what
do you
happens.
think clients pick up on that?
I do,
That you're all
because
in,
there is a
that
level
you're-
of fluff to tattooing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it starts with a lion with blue eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it starts with fucking Caesar. You know, that's the fluff side of tattooing. I do fine line, but some of it is the fluff of tattooing. That's to prepare them for the larger things. A lot of the time, they're covering that shit up later to receive a dragon from somebody.
Totally.
Because they've learned
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much more after being in the shop and da-da-da. So tattooing is a developing thing. You know, it's got its own.
But not
little,
being
like,
above those little tattoos is what
never above a
generates
tattoo.
you, right?
100%.
So like,
Dude, 100%.
Never
this makes me
above a
think of a
tattoo.
point recently. I can't recall what the tattoo actually was, right? Tiny little tattoo, I think it was mom and daughter type thing. She just randomly walked in. She ended up booking an appointment for a half sleeve, right? Another guy, we did what was the car show event, right? Did a little flash special. Guy came in, did a little panther head. I remember this one. Little panther head on his leg. I just now am sleeving his entire leg with a framed out sleeve that if I would have been too cool or booked up, I would have never,
Oh, you would have built out a relationship with
that would have been gone, you know? So
That's a good way to use Friday the 13th.
that has always
sure.
been a day to me that should have been
To
more
go
of a
to the
customer
artist that you're
appreciation,
trying to-
right?
That you're looking
sure,
at
for
without
sure.
paying a ton of money. Say you wanted
Totally.
to receive a sleeve and
Or-
you wanted to go receive something
A lot of
and
people
see
think,
their work. Friday
Yeah.
the 13th will be good. Hey,
yeah.
cheat code.
Well, a
You
lot
know
of
what I
people
mean?
think
There
that
you go.
you charge X amount because other asshole charges X amount, right? They don't have any idea. They come in on there and they see, okay, it's going to be in this range. I could spend $300 and now I'm going to get a tattoo by this guy. But they have no idea that I don't charge that much. You could have got a cool tattoo on the regular, and then we talk, and then they end up being a client getting tattooed all the time. So, it attracts different types of people, and I think that's because we're doing real tattoos for real prices on these Friday the 13th. We're not doing $20 tattoos. We're doing a decent amount, $100 to $300 tattoos.
Yeah.
That there's a little bit of skin in the game for the client, and they're getting some from us as well. You know, so I think it's a better way to build possible clientele.
Well, like you said, most people just don't even know.
They don't know.
They wouldn't
think
even know.
They think you're
unless
going to
they
be
came in
$400 an hour
for
and
last
you're
Friday.
Not, right.
Yeah.
And stop coming in.
It's not that hard.
Stop coming in at 7 o'clock when we close at 8. Come in earlier than that, man.
For Lars.
Stop. That's a bad. You're getting tattooers in a bad state. If you come to the shop and the shop closes at 9, 10, or whatever, and you come 15 minutes before talking about you want this,
They're checked out mentally.
they're checked
They're
out.
thinking
mentally.
about getting the kids to bed. They're
Man.
thinking about dinner for the fam, maybe. They're thinking all these other
Yes.
things. It's like,
Job number 2.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
tapped into the other aspects.
For sure.
Of life. Because we try and shut this stuff off.
yeah.
We try and shut it off because it is very consistent.
Well, that's honestly when you brought up the whole doing the podcast. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I didn't say anything.
I'm surprised that we got you on a Sunday. Thank you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
because
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't think
very
he was gonna
much
show
checked out when I'm outside of tattooing. I'm trying to be with the fam. I'm trying to, I'm just trying to be a good dad and be a good dude and be a good husband and a good friend.
Yeah.
All these things and be in the moment.
Because I've even told him too before. I think I said, "Hey man, let's go." Because we know some similar people in the industry, and then some we don't. And I've checked them out. Like, oh, that guy's fuck cool. We go check. Oh, he's right around the corner. Go check him out. I tell him, let's go over there. He's like, oh fuck, go over there. Like I'm done. I clocked off. I'm going home. I'm gonna sing with my family. Like, fuck, you're right. Okay, well, all right, cool. And it's just
But then you're the same way in a lot of elements as well. You
But
Yeah,
even the contrast between all the individuals in the shop, we all have the same commonality of treating people good.
100%.
Being
I will
good
say
fathers.
that's a big part
Being
of the
good
plus of our
fathers.
shop.
I think our shop. Yeah, I think I will
Taking-
say I worked in a few places, and that
Always
shop.
a delinquent. Every shop except for ours.
Yeah, we don't have one.
We don't have one.
Like
Not
we
one
all.
that's creeping on girls. Not one
No,
that's
we all mesh
got a
extremely
drug
well.
issue,
Yeah.
Not one that just.
Yeah.
But
and,
I
and
think
just being fathers.
that's
Being
part of
fathers. That's where I feel like
it.
we're
Link the time.
we're
as well.
like this.
Kind of, but even Steve and Ernie aren't.
Ernie
And
aren't.
with them, I just think we all are very
But they're
down
so
to earth,
fucking
bro.
cool.
You don't need, but that's what I'm saying. They're
They're
down to earth.
so
Because I've worked in shops with
motherfucking
guys.
cool. Yeah.
I worked in shops with guys that are like, they're tattoo. It's over eccentric.
Yeah.
Like we get it, homie.
Yeah,
we get it.
blow
You're a
up.
fucking
Yeah.
tattooer. I get it.
Yeah.
Like these guys are just down to earth. You know what I mean? Like
I have a painting in my house I see every day. This dude did years ago, and it's such a good constant reminder. And it's just a little flash painting. It's literally just banners. And I think there's a tattoo machine on it. And it just says, get off your high horse, you're just a tattooer.
Yeah.
I see that every day, and it's just like, I think subconsciously, it's just like, I'm nobody special. As long as I'm special to my wife and my kids, I hit the lottery. As long as my friends, like, respect what I, think and say, and, that's what matters. The rest of it, it's for the birds. And that's why, back to what I was saying, I was kind of iffy about doing it, because I love tattooing. There's shitty parts of it, there's good parts of it, but like it deserves a certain level of respect that most of these tattoo
sure.
podcasts are not fucking giving.
100%.
They're trying to be, I'm an artsy fartsy savant. It's like, dude, we're just tattooers.
Yeah.
You provide a service, you tattoo people. It's a trade.
Yeah.
I could teach anyone who doesn't know how to draw to do a clean, well applied tattoo.
Yeah.
Are you going to be better if you're artistic and you have a little bit of design ideas and things? Of course. But I've seen 1,000,001 tattooers who can't draw starting out. By the end of their career, they're drawing shit on the skin, fucking blowing your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because of repetition.
Yeah.
It's a trade. You can teach somebody to weld. You can teach somebody how to tattoo. So when they're like, "Oh,
I don't even know if this is the same, but I was gonna say that I don't even know if it applies. But yeah, people ask me like, "What do you do?" I'm a tattooer. I'm always like, I'm a tattooer.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever once said I'm a tattoo artist. I'm a tattooer.
You're trying to church up something that doesn't need churching up.
I mean, look at me, dude. I'm not trying to church shit up.
Right. Exactly.
I'm a tattooer, bro.
Well,
It's
half the
straight down.
people, it all depends on how you approach me.
Yeah.
You come up to me, oh, sick tats, bro. Blah, 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 blah. I don't tattoo. I just get tats, right?
Yeah.
That's not the clown
I
I
don't
want. Yeah, yeah.
But if you're like, oh, bro, you got a really nice tattoo. Oh yeah, I tattoo. Here's a card, man. Because I know that you're going to come with it a certain level of respect that you're kind of serious.
Yeah.
But when you're the other way, it's like, I'm not going to waste my breath because then you're going to tell me 35 ideas you have that you're never going to get.
Yeah.
And they're not in my style. I promise you.
I just, thank you for taking the time out,
Yeah, of course.
guys. I know you guys are very busy to do this.
No, man. Thank you. I'm kind of stuck. I never done this before.
They're fun, no? You guys have
It's
a good
cool,
time?
yeah.
That's what I
I'm
was-
almost like, dude, let's crack another one. Let's keep just
Yeah,
bullshitting.
yeah.
But
Well, that's what I was saying. When you were possibly asking, subjects or this or that. What's this? What's that? I'm like, honestly, I don't want any of it. I just whatever comes out comes out. Like this podcast could be about this, and then next time you do it, it could be. That's the best podcast. I mean, I'm an avid actual podcast listener. A handful that I regularly listen to. Those are the best ones. The ones that are natural. They're not forced. They don't have a fucking script. Hey, what about this? What about that? Like things that just seem to come naturally are the best podcasts. You know what I mean? Like they hold the most weight. You get the best stories. You get the realness. Like you were talking about. People have come to tears with certain things. That only happens through natural conversations with men.
Well, you got to say yes, too, and I appreciate you guys
of course.
saying yes.
And
I appreciate
opening your
you
home.
for real.
100%. Yeah.
Thank you,
100%,
Kevin. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
The missus, with all the
Yeah, she hooked it up.
Charcuterie.
coolery, you know what I'm saying?
She hooked it up.
She
She's a
hooked
good
it up.
woman, dude.
They
She
made
hooked
seven
it
layer
up.
dip and
She's
all.
a good woman, man. She was all pumped when she heard you guys would come over. So I gotta feed them.
Yeah.
I want to wish you guys much prosperity within the history of tattooing and in your futures and endeavors. I want to wish you guys happy health and wealth to your families. I know
Likewise.
you guys are fucking very active fathers, and it's a joy to watch. I appreciate working with you guys, and I'll see you guys fucking Tuesday?
Yeah.
You won't see me.
Yeah.
I'll be editing
Blaine's
this
surgery is
bitch.
on Tuesday.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
won't be there.
Okay, when you back?
I'll be there Wednesday. Basically, Tuesday is surgery day, so whole day at the hospital with the baby. Wednesday, I have appointments the rest of the week.
Go ahead, bring him in. What's he getting real quick?
He has it's not a condition. He has what's called craniosynosis. Basically, skulls have soft spots.
Yep.
The rear one fused together. I mean, I think it was fused together when he was born. So it doesn't have the back of his head doesn't have the ability to continue to expand to let the brain grow. It's perfectly no eye obstruction. Nothing bad is happening yet. Nor would they don't know necessarily that anything bad would happen. But if you don't do something and then it does, you're harming your baby. So you don't really have a choice. It's not ideal. They basically have to cut him open from ear to ear, across his head, and basically add a soft spot essentially.
That big old handsome guy you showed me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
okay.
he's gonna have a big scar on his head. It's been, like I said, something we've known about for a long time, but it's here. I just took him on Wednesday of last week. Had to do the pre-op, get his blood work done. That's the worst, man. Having to hold your baby down so they can stick a needle in him and him scream. It's like, dude, I wish you could just cut my head open, right? Like,
We all
as
do,
dads,
yeah.
We all feel that same way.
100%.
would
I think
do
you
it
and
a
I
million
talked
times.
about
I would
it
do
too.
it with
Yeah.
no drugs, cut my head open, leave my boy alone. We don't have that option. For whatever reason, it's fairly common with boys. Loma Linda is supposed to be like the best hospital in the country for that type of stuff. He's in good hands. Been praying about it nonstop. But it's definitely going to be heavy. And as a father, it's even heavier.
Yeah.
Because I have a mother-in-law, father-in-law, a wife, 2 girls looking at me.
Oh yeah.
And I can't fucking cry.
Yeah.
Right? I may be able to shed a tear, but I got to be strong.
You
for
gotta
the
hold
babies,
strong.
all of them.
Yeah.
You know, so that they're able to do whatever they need to do, but they need to be able to see me being strong for the family and handling business and doing what's necessary. So for me, that's an added challenge. Because in my hearts of hearts, I want to fucking break down and cry for this dude. Because, like, I don't want him anywhere near. I don't want him to get a shot ever again in his fucking life, right? But now I'm having to give him to this doctor to cut his head off. It's fucking gnarly, right? But yeah, so Tuesday he's got to have this surgery. He'll be in the hospital 3 or 4 days. Luckily, my wife's able to, be with him full time. She's getting paid time off. She saved it for this.
Shout out to the moms out there holding it down.
Wifey's the best, thing that's ever happened to me for sure. And I tell the kids all the time, I say, you guys hit the lotto with the mom and the grandma. Because my mother-in-law's a freaking angel too. She stepped up when my mom died. She's basically my mom, So, they're holding it down. So she's going to be there. As appointments I have, I'm going to go handle business because we got to make money.
That's right.
Doing the tattoos, and then I'll go, up to the hospital, chill with the baby, with the wifey, bring food, whatever, just spend time. And then they only allow one parent to stay, so either me or her will stay the night with the baby and then continue to operate. Grandma's going to stay at the house, take care of the girls. So, yeah, we'll be good. Honestly, I'm ready to get it done because it's been a cloud kind of hanging over. You got to have to do it. I'm very much like, fucking handle it. Let's get it done. Let's knock this shit out, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's just how I am in life. Give me the bad news first,
Yep.
So I'm ready to get that past us. He'll be doing better in no time. We'll be celebrating Halloween, and he'll have a scar on his head, and he'll probably have to throw some fists.
Yeah.
As a kid,
as his chip on his shoulder.
because they'll fuck with them.
That's
and
right.
That's fine.
No, not
That's a
necessarily.
good- no,
Man,
that's-
kids
that-
bounce back so quick, though, dude.
No,
He's going to bounce back so
But
fast.
you know
and
how
he's
it
gonna,
is. Kids are gonna make fun of you for anything and everything possible. So he'll have to scrap.
As a dad, you look at all aspects of it.
For
right?
sure.
You know
For
what
sure.
I mean?
So-
we try to leave no stone unturned.
Yeah. So we're gonna handle that, and he'll be a good dude, and everything's normal. Yeah. Like I said, everything's fine. It's more or less cosmetic. It is preventative for possible issues with the brain growth. So there's no debate about, hey, we gotta fucking do it. It is what it is.
Well, we're gonna wish you the best and definitely pray
I
for
appreciate
you on
that.
that one.
Yeah, thank you guys.
The shop feels it, and we all watching. If there's anything you need, man,
Yeah, I appreciate
oh,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
You already
And
know.
that's I'm
He
not the
knows
most
that.
talkative always, but it's reciprocated across the board.
Yeah.
I got everybody.
You wanna?
I'm good. Thank you guys again. Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing
course.
that.
Yeah, just once again, guys, thank you from B2Z. This is Brandon, and I want to thank Kevin Childs and Derek Billingsley for coming in. Tomas, thank you again.
Thank
for
you,
running
dude.
the
Yeah, appreciate
cameras
you guys.
and
Thank you,
holding it
guys.
Down. I love him. I love this stuff, guys. It's today. I'm always inspired by what it is that I hear through these things. It stimulates my brain in a different way. I think about these things a lot. So hopefully you guys are enjoying listening, and thank you for tuning in to B2Z Podcast.